uh, I had this mic set up for other purposes. I was trying to do some banking with the freaking Democratic Party a couple days ago, and the shit didn't even work anyway. So whatever. D, I think take it away. Do it.
What's going on, everybody? This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. You have to be 21 and over to be here. If not, you have to get out. Back to you, Fuminoro.
Cheers, D. Thank you very much. We'll see what happens tonight. This is voting day in the U.S., of course. If you guys live under a rock, perhaps. But yeah, this is voting day, and gosh, a lot rides on this election. It's really quite something. So we'll see where it goes. It's actually baffling to me that the situation is the way it is, but whatever. It's really something because this is not Kamala Harris versus Mitt Romney. It's not Kamala Harris versus John McCain. It's not even Kamala Harris versus Bush Jr. or Bush Sr. Like this is something else. It's really something else. So we'll see how it goes. Miss Chronic, good to see you. She's first in chat as well, or like
Twice
last
in a
time
row.
rather. Good to see you, Miss Chronic. Well done. Dead Fish fan right behind him, or behind her rather. Good to see as well. Dead Fish fan. He's saying, hey there,
Mm-mm.
gentlemen. Presumably you mean, hey there, gentlemen and ladies, and assorted other friends. Because Miss Chronic beat you right there. So holy shit. What are you gonna ignore her? You're like, oh shit, I don't even talk to Miss Chronic. No, obviously not. So anyway, I'm being a weirdo because I'm nervous about how this election is going to go. Anyway, ladies and gerbils, welcome to the show. I think Dee said that the show is for adults only, so you aren't necessarily going to be an adult to watch this show. Please don't be a kid. If you are a kid, go please watch something else. Don't watch Mr. Beast because apparently he's a fuck bag. So go watch something else. Go watch Sesame Street. Reruns of Sesame Street are always good, always rewarding, always invigorating. You can learn how to count with the count. It's very funny, honestly. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you are obviously an adult, you're welcome to stay with us. You're welcome to talk to us about all kinds of stuff. Please join the show. You guys are welcome to say hello in the chat, of course. You are welcome to talk about your grow, talk about whatever. Really just say hello in the chat. You don't have to say anything, to be honest. But the chat is a friendly bunch. We like to at least think we're a pretty friendly bunch. I think we're a pretty funny bunch too. So, folks, feel free to say hello in the chat. And of course, do feel free to hop on the panel here. We just have a very simple request. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Don't show your dick. Don't be a lunatic. Further, don't bullshit. Basically, So don't make up stories. I know people make up stories on the show. I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, right? Seriously, come on. But please, as policy, don't bullshit on this show. There it is, right there. That's really the one hard and fast commandment, ironically, because of course we don't want any dicks. Your mom likes it hard and fast, of course, right? So she wonders about that commandment because she's like, why no dicks, right? Very surprising for her, of course. But anyway, she's like, in this house we
That's
have
right.
one commandment, and it's all dicks all the time. Anyway, but ladies and gentlemen, no dicks, no lunatics. Save the dicks for your mama, I guess. I don't know, or someone else's mom. I don't know, whatever. It's got weird all of a sudden. But in the meantime, cheers, folks. Hash Sling and Hasher in the house. What's going on, buddy? Doc Diesel in the house. Good to see Doc Diesel 422. Says, what up, scallywags? What up, Doc Diesel? I'm going to make another rule, ladies and gentlemen, as I predict the particular election that we're going to have right now. There's part of the group is part of the supporters are very unpleasant when they win, when they lose too, of course, but when they win, when they actually at all times. So please, no gloating. I don't give a shit who you are. No gloating, no being a jerk off. If anyone is acting out of pocket today, you're going to catch bans. You're not going to catch warnings. You're going to catch bans. I've said it here. I've said it before. You should fucking know better, honestly. Come on, we're all adults here, right? Because again, what was the policy in the beginning of the show, D? Just in case any of the kids slipped through, what was it? Just in case, just in case.
Oh, this show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. You have to be 21 and over to be here. If not, you
You
have to
see,
leave.
you see. So if you're not over 21, get the
Recording.
fuck out of here, honestly. Just leave, abscond, go, bye-bye. And then on top of that, don't act out of pocket, honestly. That's it. You can totally disagree, you can whatever, but just don't be an asshole, right? Just don't we don't need that right now. Ganja Lion says no crowd surfing, motherfuckers. Seriously, especially without asking. Holy shit! You ever see those people who try to crowd surf without telling anyone, and they flop to the ground helplessly like a rock? Turns out human bodies hit the ground pretty strongly. You don't really want to do that. But in the meantime, welcome, folks. So we're going to try to follow the election tonight. Hopefully the results are coming in. It's a frustrating time because this is usually when some of the results come in. Usually more results come in like around 8, 9 o'clock. Actually, we have quite a few already. So we'll see. We're still waiting for the West Coast, basically, a few other places. So we'll see how it goes. What's the update here? Let me see. I got the politics open. I've got where another page here was open. Where the
Yeah, it's
fucking
not good right now.
slammer. Yeah, so far it hasn't been good.
No, Trump
All
won
right, looks like
Iowa.
Trump's all the way up to 198 now. He's picked up, no surprise there. He's picked up Utah, Wyoming, Montana. Looks like they're calling Texas for him and Oklahoma. Not really big surprises there. People were talking about Texas as a potential flip. I'm honestly really surprised about Florida. Just someone said earlier today, just quietly went to Trump. That's exactly it. Just kind of just farted over to Trump. Louisiana looks like in his territory, a lot of states, honestly. It's really fascinating, candidly, looking at the we look at the Electoral College. Oh, I guess I could show this to you. Wait, what is this doing? Zoom is requesting to bypass. All right, I'm just going to say hello to you guys first while I figure out what this window says. Go for it, D.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great night. Don't forget Talk Chat, live chat, like I'm just gonna to do. People that hang out in Chop Chat smoke food, if I heard. Anyways, I'm Canadian 2A, Miss Chronic. Hope everyone's having a great night in chat. It is election night for you guys in America. Um, yeah,
You
I don't
say
know.
election night?
Yeah, erection. That's how the Chinese people pronounce election.
Your
Actually.
mama likes erection night.
Oh, haha. You're so funny, round eye. Anyways, I'm smoking on like five different kinds of strains. Um, anyways, go for it, Smash. Cheers, everyone.
What's up, man? I'm just chilling. I just smoked a joint. Blueberry Kush. Getting ready for an event this
Nice.
weekend. The Harvest Cup. It's gonna be pretty fun. I was just on the phone with Marina Family Farms, and we're all going to the Inspector Deck show Saturday. So that should be pretty fun.
Uh,
Um, yeah, other than that, we're just hanging out, man. Trying to get the garden filled up.
Hmm. Pennsylvania keeps
yeah.
going back and forth on the predicted. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So bizarre.
Alright. Um,
Going to get a haircut tomorrow. Cutting off all my hair.
By the way,
Miss,
folks, you're welcome to hop on. Like I said before, just ask for the link in the chat.
there we go.
Excuse me. Cheers, by the way. Bob Gnarly says, "Happy Tuesday, guys. One love. Good to see you, Bob Gnarly."
Yeah, man.
Folks, all you got to do to get the link is just ask nicely. Just say, "Hey, folks, D or somebody, whoever's basically we only have like one moderator, a couple moderators in the chat right now. There's probably other folks that know the link, but unfortunately, moderators are the only people who can actually post the link. Hey, that is what it is. So basically, get D's attention. Pretty much, that's the best idea, and just say tag him. Say, hey D, could I get a link for the show? I'd like to hop on. Blah blah blah. That's all really you got to do. Welcome,
What
folks, though.
sort of thing?
Welcome, lurkers, non-lurkers, we like to say. Coffee Pot has Sam been busy getting very veg harvested and dealt with. Good to see as well. Coffee Pot, long time viewer, sometime caller. I think he's been on the show once or twice, maybe. But folks do hop on the show. Perhaps you have interesting interpretations of whatever you'd like to talk about. We're going to be here for a little bit, I hope. But it's definitely going to be an interesting, exciting night. I hope that we see some interesting results here. I certainly hope it doesn't go one way, and I hope it goes the other way. So we'll see how that
Yeah.
goes. Um, Frustrating that there's so much on the line on this election. Really something else. It's a kind of
I too bad you guys didn't have a third option.
Oh, we didn't need a third option. Not between those two, honestly, candidly. Yeah, we really don't need a third option between those two.
Okay.
Uh, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, do hop on. You're more than welcome to hop on here. Please do hop on and talk about, like I said, Roe or whatever else. I'm not going to beg you, honestly, because I just candidly don't feel like it. If you would like to act out of pocket, like I said earlier, just don't even bother because you're going to catch bans. If we feel like it, we might unban people if we feel like we acted too harshly, but I'm not kidding. We're just going to hand out bans because I really have grown tired of the relentless shitbaggery from a lot of people. So just try to be cool. You know what I mean? Just try to be decent. It really doesn't take much. Uh, 99% of the people that pass for this show have never ever 99.9 have never gotten banned. So come on, folks, you really just you have to try to get banned on this fucking show. So don't be a jerk off. That's all it takes. And then other than that, just come on and enjoy it. Bob Gnarly, it is fucking nuts. That is just absolutely like he's saying crazy that it's so close. What the absolute fuck? I had the absolute there for him, but I figured he meant what the motherfucking fuck, right? Like what the pogo stick jumping fuck.
Uh,
All of the above, right? No, seriously, you honestly wonder how it could possibly be so close, but sure it is. K2 LED in the house. Good to see, buddy. Long time no see. Welcome to the fucking show. Bob Gnarly says, fucking humans. That's it, man. I don't even know what it is. Been trying to figure it out because it's not just the US that has this problem. We have right-wing parties ascendant all over the fucking all over Europe. Hungary is basically run by a dictator. Go figure. Germany is increasingly menaced by the AfD, basically far more right-wing party even than the Republicans could be. Very anti-immigrant, and so well, the Republicans are super anti-immigrant, but even more so, arguably. A lot
don't
of
forget
people
about
say
Canada.
neo-Nazi, basically. Pardon. Canada has the same kind of
Yeah,
problems.
don't
That's
forget
right.
about Canada.
France, you name it.
We need to get rid of the prime minister, our current prime minister right now.
Well, the
We're
current prime
trying to.
minister is
They're trying to
not a
call
right
for
wing
a
guy, I don't think.
early election.
Oh, gotcha. Very unpopular, it seems like.
Yeah.
He sure is handsome, though. If prime ministers could be popular on handsomeness,
He
he'd be
sure
number
got a
one.
pretty mouth.
That's right. What's up, Joshish? Cheers, buddy. So we should say hello. Did we say hello to D? I can't remember if we said
Yeah.
hello to you. All right.
We didn't
What's
say
up,
hello to you
Smash?
yet.
Oh, did we say hello to Smashed or I
Yeah.
can't remember to be honest. Oh, we did, and then we started talking about election stuff or whatever. All right. Anyway, hello to me, I guess. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello to you, apparently. Welcome to the show. Thanks very much for joining us. We're here for a bit, ladies and gentlemen. Hoping to figure this shit out. We'll see how it goes, man. It's pretty frustrating. Pretty fucking frustrating. We'll see a lot of, if Trump wins, we will see a lot of so-called anticipatory compliance, which is one of the first steps, ironically, that leads to fascist takeovers when people basically clean up their own social media feeds and they come,
Oh yeah.
clean their noses, you know what I mean? Make sure that nobody can bust them in the future. And that cedes power automatically to the fascists without them even asking for it. No, we'll see a lot of that. That basically happens every time some hard ass people come into power. People ain't dumb. right? So they don't want to be the first one in the fucking camps, so they basically clean their shit up. And of course, ironically, that's the worst, stupidest thing you could do, because like I said, even without asking, the fascist regime gets to take over. Basically, it's a ironic situation in human life. Ladies and gentlemen, hop on and hopefully we don't have to talk about dark things all night. Hopefully we can talk about positive things. Come talk about your garden. Come talk about your grow. Come talk about, I don't know, your favorite fucking microphone for all I care. Come talk about, Smash was talking about cameras the other day. What else? Fuck, we could always talk about cameras. Holy shit. Um, we are, I admit, probably going to talk a lot about the goddamn election because that's top of mind. It is what it is. But fuck's sake, we could talk about your favorite ice cream. Shit, I don't even know. Hop on, folks. Come join us. I've said before, hopefully in the near future, I'm going to be changing things up a little bit and hopefully buying a house. So hopefully things will change for me a little bit. In the process, I'm probably going to change the show a bit as well. So stay tuned for that kind of stuff. In the meantime, though, take advantage of the really loose format. You guys are totally welcome to hop on here and come join the conversation. Come make the conversation. Honestly, I mean, we're essentially here just kind of filling time until someone hops on and we actually have a topic to talk about. So, folks, the topic could be yours for all we know. So please hop on. I did say I wasn't going to beg, so I should stop begging. But come on, folks, I can't even understand why you fucking people don't hop on here. It's fucking ridiculous, literally.
We got Rhode Island.
Who did?
Harris.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say Trump did. Fuck me. I was like, shit, if he got Rhode Island, that would be bad.
You'd be surprised at how many fucking Republicans we got over here.
Oh, there's Republicans in every state, obviously, but
Yeah.
predominantly,
God.
yes, I can show this map. This is the Associated Press. Let's see here. Do I want? It's been I haven't shown this for a long time. I've been using the laptop portion of the screen. There we go. Go. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Battleground.
And they're still using his like 10-year-old photo. He doesn't look like that anymore. So currently it's 112 to 198. Granted, these are basically projections. Again, this is the Associated Press. This is apnews.com. So of course these could change. Associated Press is pretty reliable. Smashed, I remember like a year ago was like, oh, I don't know who they are. Trust me, they're pretty reliable. They're famous. They're
1091.
what's that, D?
21091 right now.
210. Oh my God.
Back to you.
Fuck that. 210 according to whom?
The news. The actual, like, I'm watching it
Oh, the
live.
Canadian or? Well, because this is the
Twist.
news too. Like I say, this is the Associated Press. This is the news.
Well, I'm watching it live on YouTube right now.
See, yeah, he still has he'll probably still pick up Idaho. What else hasn't been called? If he gets any of these Midwest states up here, that's going to be bad. You were saying that he picked up Iowa, but here AP is still saying that it's up in the air. Pennsylvania will be probably a big one. If he picks up Pennsylvania, that probably is pretty close to game over. We'll see. This is messed up, man. Can I switch there? Okay, they're saying the same thing. It's interesting how everybody has different projections
Yeah.
going all over the place. We'll see.
Oh,
Coffee pot. Coffee pot is just twisting the fucking knife. Coffee pot says the race is neck and neck gina. Josh, we were just looking at what were we just looking at? We were looking at essentially nationwide U.S. election map. That was here. I guess I can show that shit again. Neck and neck giant. So this is the AP News U.S. battleground map. I guess I could zoom in a little bit more. There we go. There it is. Oh, you probably can't see that. That's the code right there. Basically, win, deep red, deep blue, lead, light red, light blue. So states like Florida, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, those have been called for Trump. Colorado, Illinois, and New York have been called, at least according to AP, for Harris. So, for example, Oregon, California, Washington are uncalled right now. Alaska, Hawaii. Um, yeah, that's really the West Coast is the real mystery. But of course, good chance Trump picks up Alaska. Good chance Harris picks up Hawaii. So they kind of balance each other out. I want to say Alaska has five and Hawaii has three electoral votes, I think. California's a big one. It's like 30, I want to say 30. Fuck, I can't remember the exact. Oregon's about eight. Washington's about 15, I want to say. So the West Coast is pretty big. Nevada is a swing state anymore, so we'll see where that one goes. Strong chance that Trump picks up Idaho, like I said. So we'll see.
Orange just won 5 votes in Nebraska.
He just won 5 votes. Nebraska's a weird one because they have a split district, either
Yeah,
one or two split districts. I can't remember what it is. And those, so most states, all the electoral votes go to one person, but Nebraska, they can actually be split.
yeah,
They
crazy.
oftentimes go to the same person anyway, but sometimes they're split. Yeah, shows 210 for him now. Fuck me, he doesn't have far to go.
One, 210 to 191.
Huh. See, fucking see, man. I can't even understand it.
Crazy, man.
Phew. Josh, where do I want to move? Fuck me. If he wins, you're not even kidding.
Don't move to Canada because
Why
Canada's prime minister sucks too. Moved into like New Zealand.
do you guys hate him so much? It seems like everybody hates him, right and left. Because
Yeah,
he's not like a super right wing guy, right? So, like, why do you hate him?
he's just an idiot. Yeah, carbon tax. He's like has carbon tax jacked up to the moon,
He's just a
and
fucking
he
idiot,
wants to keep
bro.
raising it.
He's a fucking
And
farthead, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
he
all this other
smells too,
shit.
He smells like sauerkraut. It's gross. Mom even doesn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine? They got a commercial. This mom's like, I voted for the other guy. My son was a
And
really good job.
the only reason that Trudeau was elected prime minister is because he legalized cannabis.
Hmm.
You got all like the new people just the first year, like and other people as well, but a lot of the first time voters as well. It's like, oh, they're gonna
Hmm.
legalize, but vote. I'll vote for him. So
Oh, this shit is fucking close. Holy cannoli. Dude needs 60 votes. Hmm.
um,
Stony Creek Sand. LOL. Fumi won't appreciate our right wing leaders here either. Decent chance of that.
oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Bob Gnarly's saying this huge deportation he talks about isn't going to look good. It's a lot of folks. Buses won't do the job, so
Oh,
it'll take trains. Again, not a good look. Gosh, they're literally talking about something like 30 million people. There aren't enough buses or trains in this country. I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They would have to have, John Oliver was talking about this either last week, a couple of weeks ago. They'll literally have to have camps around the country for this. They'll have to have something like 2 or 3 million new employees just for this deportation regime. Jesus, if they're not faking this, then it's just I yeah. when you start to entertain fantasies like this, you're just like, I'm out,
Taking
man.
our jobs.
What's that, Smash?
South Park. They're taking our jobs.
Yeah, you.
Who wants that job either? I mean, I guess there are plenty of jobs who like to kick out brown people or something from their house, but come on, like
We're
they're literally going to need like 2 million of them. It's asinine. They
we're
couldn't even
starting
hire
to
that many for the
deport.
TSA. There's no fucking way. There's no way. Go ahead.
We're Canada's starting to take back their jobs. Apparently, we're starting to after the people like we have foreign people that come in to go to the schools and everything here. Apparently now, after they're done schools, they're deporting them back to Canada. They're not letting them get jobs here.
I don't understand. They're being deported back to Canada from Canada.
Oh no, sorry, to their home country. So if they're from India, they come from India to go to our schools here in Canada. After their school, they're getting shipped deported back to Canada or to sorry
Oh,
to
well,
India
that's not nice.
or wherever they're from.
I wonder why.
Because they're taking our jobs. Too many people taking our jobs.
Huh.
Foreign people.
Well,
And there's no jobs for the actual people that are from Canada.
I think that's arguable, but still.
Crazy.
Papakos is saying, "Hey, cheers, Papakos." He's saying Harris never won a primary. I don't remember if she won a primary. I can't remember. Maybe not. You might be right. Way back when. Um, what was that in 2000, 2019? She does not have an IQ of 50. Come on. Bob Darley saying maybe move to Costa Rica. Costa Rica's nice, man. It's not like oh shit, I gotta move to Costa Rica. I'd be like, oh fuck, I gotta get to move to Costa Rica. What the fuck? Costa Rica's super nice.
First question I have.
Um,
First question I have to ask though, if I was moving there, is it legal to smoke cannabis?
fuck, I think it might be.
Well, I'm in.
Uh, cannabis. I know allegedly we have a couple people who watch from Costa Rica.
All right on.
So the Duck Assist Beta, everyone has their AI assistants now, says cannabis consumption is nominally illegal in Costa Rica, but personal consumption does not carry any criminal penalties. As of March 2022, medicinal cannabis has been approved while recreational use remains prohibited.
I'm
So it looks
good.
like if you kind of keep to yourself and sort of
Yeah.
stay under the radar, maybe you'll
Just
be
like the
fine.
old days.
Hmm. Well, without the potential of pound me in the ass prison.
Yeah.
CTC, come on. She does not have an IQ of 45. Come on. Yeah, seriously, Bob Gnarly's saying the economy would collapse if he implemented this shit, the fucking 100% tariffs on all imports. No. He's talking
Yeah.
about 300% on Chinese cars and all this different stuff. Like, give me a fucking break, honestly. Tariffs?
In
Whatever.
Canada, we I'm not sure, but I'm sure we import and export stuff to you guys, to each other as well. But what the heck? That's gonna be crazy.
Not anymore. After the tariffs, I mean, I can't pay 300% for Canadian
Yeah.
shit. What the fuck? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys have? Maple syrup? Like, it's going to be Vermont maple syrup for $10 and Canadian maple syrup for 40. I'm
Yeah, there
sorry,
you
but
go.
the Canadian maple syrup might be good, but the Vermont it's going to be all the way. Besides, Vermont is better anyway, right? Everyone knows
I wouldn't know.
that. CTC. Oh, shut the fuck up, CTC. That's not a thing. People have been saying that for 20 years. Bush derangement syndrome, 25 years, honestly. You have bush derangement syndrome. You don't dislike him because he's a raging, gaping asshole. You dislike him because you're totally just a mad butthole. Okay. All right.
What do you think?
Here's the
What,
50
what,
fucking reasons. That's what I always basically would tell. Like, here's the 50 fucking reasons why Bush is a jerk off or a dumbass or whatever else. Like, you think I'm deranged or just that he's just kind of a dipshit? I don't know. Like, there are fairly simple answers that could be had here, but no, I guess I'm the crazy one. And people they've rinsed and repeated the entire time now. You have McCain derangement syndrome. That was a funny one. You have Romney derangement syndrome, and now, of course, Trump derangement syndrome. You don't really have to be deranged to look at Trump and be a little bit off put. I don't know how to express this in any simpler way without being a prick. Like, I don't mean to be a prick about this. Seriously, I don't mean to be an asshole, but it's like, okay, it's just, that's you don't have to be deranged and like, oh my god, oh, Trump. That's all right.
They call
Papakos, fucking Rogan endorsed Trump. He was always going to endorse Trump. Give me a fucking break. There's just not a planet where Rogan was, oh yeah, I'm totally going to endorse Harris. Shut the fuck up. And I'm serious. People probably think that I am brand new to Rogan. Like, oh, who's Joe Rogan? Who is this guy you talk about? I'm brand new from both. I literally was one of his fucking first 500,000 subscribers. I don't remember because I didn't keep track, but I've been listening or watching Joe Rogan for fucking, I don't remember how long, since forever, honestly, since he used to float in his goddamn isolation tank, uh, after, well, I guess we used to watch him on Fear Factor, but I didn't basically know he had a YouTube channel then, so I wasn't his first subscriber or something. So I'm familiar with Joe Rogan. I remember how he went on a whole crusade on against both Carlos Mencia and Jay Leno for stealing jokes. Both of them fairly,
oh
in
God.
fairness, are notorious joke thieves. I don't know if you guys know about that. Carlos Mencia, thankfully, is kind of gone now in the dustbin of history. But Jay Leno, of course, is still around and notoriously rips off everyone's jokes. Funny enough, Robin Williams also ripped off people's jokes. And to this day, people wonder if it was accidental or not. But anyway, what are we talking about
Man.
here? Papakos. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's saying Elon makes a lot of sense when it comes to politics. Oh my fucking God. I mean, I don't know how to respond to that, Papakos. You're entitled to your opinion. What
I
can I tell
can't. I
you?
can't.
I mean, I can't, I'm not going to yell at you, shit, but rabble, 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 rabble. Big John is, no, I missed a couple comments here. Stony Creek is saying the tariffs suck for us, other countries.
Oh wow.
But it's the same as Trump did last time, and your economy is good, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Um, Bob Gnarly says, is it true that Canada takes refugees from
Oh,
anywhere except the US? I mean, you'd have to be a refugee from a country that has a political instability. So generally speaking, there's a list of countries that have political instability, and every country has kind of a list. Like Somalia will be on that list usually, right? But countries like Nigeria, honestly, ironically, are often not on the list, even though they probably should be. But because of political reasons, basically, because Nigeria is a pretty titanically rich country and so on. So they have a very whatever. I don't have to talk about every single fucking country. Where was I talking about here? But I guess what I mean to say is they probably wouldn't take refugees from the U.S. Unless something changed, right? Like if there were a civil war in the U.S., then all of a sudden they might take refugees. They're not going to take religious refugees from the U.S. because all you'd have to do as a lawyer is basically show like I guess you'd be defending the crown or whatever. The defendant would be or the plaintiff rather would be suing the crown. That would be the defendant. The crown would basically
dun,
show that
dun,
the U.S. has freedom of speech and religion.
dun, dun,
You're not being rude,
dun,
so
dun, dun.
they would send you right back.
um,
Go for it, smash.
I find it. I gotta choose my words carefully. I find it funny how a lot of the Trump supporters just ignore his antics. Like he's literally going crazy himself.
Wow.
Sat on.
Yeah, they say it's AI. They just dismiss it. It's really interesting. You could nail a slug to the wall faster than you could basically pin Trump supporters down for anything. And it's been studied. It's really cult-like behavior, basically. The cult leader can do no wrong. They're simultaneously amused by his behavior, but also kind of blind to it. It's a fascinating thing. I hope I never behave that way,
I'm
right?
working on
Because
it.
I feel like it's like being entranced. It's like being hypnotized or something. Really, it's like a horror show. From the outside, it's a horror show. I would never want to be in that kind of delusional because I feel like it's a delusional mentality. Candidly, I'm being honest about it. Um, it's puzzling. It's really puzzling. No, seeing how he is feeble and old, but people imagine him and talk about him as if he is literally He-Man. There's these like NFTs and shit of him dressed up as like Captain America and shit, and it's really some next
Wow.
level shit. Dude's almost 80, right? Like since when do you see an almost 80 guy that's that ripped? I guess ironically there is one the dude the I can't think of this guy's name. The black guy from Ghostbusters. He's like 77 and he's fucking ripped. But still, that's pretty aberrant.
Yeah, but
Um
doesn't Trump eat like McDonald's every day?
oh god, and he has these weird fucking ideas too. He believes that the human body is a battery and it runs out of energy and so you can't exercise or you'll like run out of battery faster. He hates windmills. Like, oh, the guy is just
Yeah.
weird. He's fucking weird. Honestly, weird. But for some reason, people are just enthralled. I don't
He's
understand it.
been too rich too long to be
Yeah, that's
close to
it
a
too.
normal
That's it.
person.
No, you see this with musicians. They become. You see this with Chappelle. Honestly, they get too rich to be funny anymore. They get too rich
How's
to
it
be
be?
interesting. You too. I say this as a formerly long time. Well, I was a long time U2 fan. Now I'm just kind of like, man, I don't even remember if they have a new song or had one for a while or whatever. Right? Like, I'm over it. Because they got too fucking rich and then they started like I started to hear all this shit about how they're evading taxes and just on and on and on and on. And I'm just like, fuck right off with that bullshit. And I remember how Bono's all higher than mighty about everything except for paying taxes and so on and so forth. Just fuck off, right? People get too rich, basically, I think, for their own good. Um, maybe sometimes there's an exception, but I don't know what it is exactly, but they say there's an old expression, money is the root of all evil, right? So there's a good chance that that's part of it. But anyway. What are folks in the chat talking about? CTC saying Vermin Supreme. He's more my speed.
You guys want to see my drawing?
I'll go for it.
All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm almost done.
So, so
I got it. It's rough draft.
Kamala Harris just got District of Columbia
Mm,
and Illinois. Isn't that
she's had those for a
California?
bit, yeah.
Isn't
Sorry?
District of Columbia? Isn't
No,
District of
District of
Columbia?
Columbia is on the East Coast. That's where the capital is.
Oh, okay. And Bono's a number two, by the way.
Hmm.
Can you read it?
This AP map still hasn't called. Oh, still everybody's. The Guardians still got Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota in play. It's a lot of votes.
It says this is the end of politics with a billboard on fire.
True.
I see that Stragglethorn was timed out.
Yeah.
Thank the moderators for Stragglethorn because actually you got an uncharacteristically mild treatment. I was saying earlier today, I mean it. Folks that want to act out of pocket or just be douchebags or make fun of the panel or really just displease me rather, you're just going to catch bans. So you're not going to catch warnings. We're not going to time people out. We're not going to temporarily whatever. We're just going to ban people and that's it. I'm genuinely tired of it. So if people want to behave fine, you're more than welcome to disagree. But just don't be a prick about it, honestly. So Stragglethorn, your next comment will catch a ban. That's it. So I mean your next asshole comment. You're welcome to be you're welcome to be normal. You're welcome to disagree and just whatever. You're welcome to disagree with me perfectly, but just don't be a douchebag, man. Come on.
So,
Go ahead, E.
so Oregon, California, Idaho, and Washington's polls close in under 2 minutes.
Hmm. I would be surprised if Washington, Oregon, and California do not go to to Kamala Harris. Nevada, I guess, is more of a toss-up. I think Nevada will probably go to her, but
Mhm.
who knows? Arizona, that one is a big if. It's
Yeah.
become a very well, it's become a swing state. It used to be a solidly red state, so to speak. It's actually idiotic to talk about this red blue shit. It's fucking stupid because actually the blue stuff only started with the 2000 election with Gore and Bush. It was one TV station. I can't remember if it was CNN or somebody that put them in those colors and it just stuck. Anyway, so I guess that's how we are now. Excuse me. What was I saying here? That Arizona used to be a solidly red state. Now it's more of a purple state. Um, it'll be blue for a couple of elections, then it'll come back. Like it really is basically a swing state these days.
And I heard
Stay
also,
tuned. We'll see.
what's that state that takes days for you guys to count votes? Is it
Say it
Florida?
again.
What state takes like days to count votes? Apparently last time it took like till Monday, next Monday. It was the Monday of I forget
I mean,
which one it
Arizona had a hand recount for 5 months after the election and
was.
actually changed a couple of votes. I want to say that their senator changed. I can't remember right now what happened, but it was a big deal. Like the election was so close that it had to be hand counted, and they took 5 fucking months to count it because there was a ton of fucking votes. Um, yeah, maybe Florida. I don't remember.
Yeah, they
I
said
don't know.
earlier
I don't
in the
remember what you're talking
budget,
about.
so I just can't remember what it was now. Yeah.
Straggle is just a stupid comment. I don't know. Like I want to delete your comment. I just said like I'm gonna ban your next stupid comment. That like, jeez, it's just dumb. Honestly, like he's not president yet. I don't know. Is it worth banning? I'm just,
I'm not.
for fuck's sake, I'm just
All
gonna,
right.
I'm just gonna remove that one.
That's cool.
Some people just don't know how to behave indoors. I swear to shit, I don't even know. It's probably one of the same assholes that just keeps coming back like a fucking venereal disease. But whatever, they think they're clever. Come on, man, just be cool. Just be chill. Like we're not here to get you or whatever. Some shit. Just fucking, just chill out. Relax, enjoy the conversation. If you don't enjoy the conversation, go fucking watch something else. No one is holding a gun to your head. You're not required to be here by anybody. No, no one's gonna stamp your fucking passport or some shit. Holy fucking cow. People, I hate watching the show. Can you imagine something stupider? Well, he just caught Idaho. Not surprising. Gosh, what an electoral map.
Thank you, Dead Fish fan. It was Georgia. That's what it was. It was
Fish
Georgia. It took
fan.
4 days to
Oh
switch.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good point. Yeah, I think you're right. I kind of remember that.
So everyone,
Red
Yep.
Setter Farms says, vote. The cheers, by the way, Red. Vote your I'm reading this poorly. Vote with your buying power. Corporations are responsible for cannabis prohibition and don't deserve our purchases.
What's,
Kamala gets California. That's good.
what's everybody in chat smoking on? What am
Gosh,
I
this is a
smoking
close one.
on?
Holy shit.
Oh, Dairy Queen.
I knew it was
Smoking
going to be a
Dairy
close one.
This is
Sucks that
the
I'm
this is the Guardian right now. UK
That's a lot of
newspaper.
rent.
Yeah, I know, isn't it a crazy electoral map? And the most amazing thing though is that the this is the electoral college in action. uh, all of that red is essentially empty space. I mean, a lot of it is obviously because there's still a ton of people there, but the votes so far, that's 44 million 500,000 for Kamala and 50 million for Trump. So slightly more, 5 million more, 6 million more, but 5 and 4, 5.5 doesn't fucking matter, honestly. Uh, even still, basically the population centers are on the West Coast, in the Midwest, on the East Coast. It's really fascinating. Politics brings out the worst in people too. Holy fucking shit, it's really something else.
Oh, hold on.
Stragglethorn, seriously, don't be a douchebag. I have to warn you again, you're out.
See? Hogan.
Jack Beanstalk. Cheers, Jack. Good to see you. Who else in here? Big John's hanging. Who have I not said
All
hello to?
right.
Hop on, folks. Join the conversation. Oh, that last joint kind of got me. Old school's in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
All right. Big John.
Oh, Crime Work Rose is smoking Jungle Mints. Good to see it. Nice, man. Dr. Leby Alone's in the house. Good to see you.
And I'm getting to him. Bud Kilowatt. Green light.
Samuel Olson is hanging. Now it's a party. See you, Sam.
Oh, shit.
Bud Kilowatt finally gave us the green light. It's finally a real deal party now, too. Holy cannoli. We got them both. CTC saying, oh, I have no idea what that is. That's saying, what's your opinion on Blimburn IV? Seen them, thought they were white labels. Does anybody know what that is?
I'm good all right.
Hop on, folks. Join the conversation. We're here hanging. We're trying to deal with this frustrating bullshit. No matter who you are, I think you could agree that it's frustrating that so much hangs on the line. I think that's a fairly reasonable statement. That fish fan is saying, I'm impressed enough to buy 2 packs of the freebies they give me. That's cool. Love for the Plant says, cheers, friends, and remember that neither presidential candidate cares about any of us or our culture. I was cheered up a little bit that Kamala and Waltz both were saying that we should legalize it, and Kamala actually admits to having smoked and inhaled weed and laughed about it. I think that's a huge amount of progress. So we've talked about her before. There's definitely reasons not to be enthusiastic as a weed person, certainly. But man alive, compared to all the previous presidential candidates, that's at least a lot of progress. We still all assume that she's not going to actually legalize it, but rather reschedule it, which would be fucking balls. Sorry, Deep, go ahead.
I never inhaled.
That was Clinton. Bob Gnarly's dabbing NYZ #4 hash rosin. Sounds delicious. NYZ. I wonder what that is. New York diesel to Skittles, maybe, or something. What is that, Bob Marley? Do you know? Love for Plants saying, yeah, exactly. Love for the Plants. Seriously, if they're going to reschedule it, that would be fucking. We'd rather not have that, honestly. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It would be asinine if they legalize it, quote unquote, in Canada, and then legalize it in the U.S. We'll see. See what happens.
Right
I don't
on,
know that
Bob.
she has a lot of pharmaceutical donors. Love for the Plant. I think she got a lot of like Bay Area and Los Angeles kind of people. I remember someone was talking about it not too long ago. I'm sure she did honestly get pharmaceuticals, to be perfectly frank, but I think a lot of the donors were all over the place. So we'll see. We'll see. It's the truth though, like they fucking donors are like investors, right? The investors expect a return. If you don't get a return on the investment, you don't get another investment. Uh, Stragglethorn, you're toeing the line, buddy. Be a little bit nicer. She's saying Harris will only do what she's told, not an independent thought in her empty head. I think it's transparently not true. I mean, she's obviously, I mean, seriously, when people say stuff like this, I think it's kind of dumb, right? Clearly, she's not empty headed. She obviously was fucking DA and this and that and vice president and so on and so forth. And she is able to speak without, babbling. So that doesn't help, honestly, and it just kind of plays to stereotypes. So don't call her, stupid just for like that. Come on, you can disagree with her as much as you want, though. Um, I mean, I guess I realize that is a little hypocritical of me because I am pretty open to my disdain for Trump. Where's the difference? Ah, Jesus, I don't even know how to explain the difference. It's one of those. It's like pornography, when you see it. Um, Trump has been he has been the butt of jokes my whole life. Probably since before that. I've heard that he was the butt of many jokes since before that. I've heard in New York he's essentially considered a fucking joke. He lost his home state of New York. They dislike him. His home city, it's something like 90% anti-Trump. Um, I don't know. I could go on. The guy's been actually adjudicated for fraud and all kinds of other things. Like he doesn't seem like a super up and up guy to me, to be perfectly honest. Whereas you might disagree with her. That's fine. It's like Romney. Didn't like the guy, disagreed with the guy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I wouldn't call him like a fucking unhinged sociopath or some shit. I wouldn't call him dumb as a brick or whatever. Oregon goes for Harris. That's good.
Really? Right on.
Like I said, yeah, like I said, the whole West Coast will go for Harris. Washington, Oregon, California. Question is if Alaska will. Alaska has been a bit of a swing state lately. It's usually the Republican, a Republican stronghold, but oh, there it is. This is the end of politics.
I can
What is
see
that?
my house.
Trig. What does
I
that
can
say
see
on
my
there?
house.
Trip or trig? What does the building say?
It's just a tag, like a tag on
Oh,
the
I
building.
got you.
It just says a billboard that says this is the end of politics.
Strigel, Thorne is saying, are you total out of touch? Millions in New York love Trump. I don't know if it's millions. Let's see here.
I find I don't know.
Oh, technically you're right. 2.9 million, maybe.
I'm not neutral, but like there's a lesser evil for sure. And if you can't see it, I don't know what's going on. Like neither of them. I like at least Harris, but she's in her 60s, late
Almost
50s.
60, I think. Yeah, I want to say late 50, I
So
don't
I
remember.
mean,
57, 58.
she's still got a like good amount of time before her mind starts
Hmm.
deteriorating. Like I honestly think we need younger people. I think we need to restructure the whole government system. Like it's become a a, a TV show almost, like a reality TV show watching our polls. People in other countries are looking at our elections and they're like laughing at us. Uh, when we hold a lot of power, like the United States holds a lot of power within the world. So we do need someone that's actually going to do the right thing. And that's hard to pick. It is on either side. Like you listen to both of them, there's good and bad things they both say. Um, even the middle people, even on the middle line.
Yeah, don't tell me
Liberals,
that Trump has good things. He says Trump smashed.
I was
Come
saying
on.
Republicans, not Trump.
All right. Name one thing the Republicans have said that's good smashed. I'd like to hear it. Please do your homework on this show. Bring it. I'm not kidding. One thing. I'll give you fucking $5 if you can think of one thing the Republicans have said that's a compelling, interesting, not weirdly sociopathic. Go.
That's true. They're both fighting. They both. The weird thing is
No,
that
not they're
both
both.
sides.
I want to know about what the fucking Republicans. You said that the both sides, you said specifically the Republicans have good things they say. I want to hear one thing the Republicans said that you like.
They said that they'll legalize weed. Both sides said Republicans and
They said
Democrats.
they'll legalize weed. Who said that?
They they all have said that it is not uh,
Is
that
that
big
part of
of
the
a
Republican
difference.
platform? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Smash, because at this point it probably
I
seems like
can't
I
really
am.
remember.
I
I
don't
don't think
think that
it's
they said anything like that. I think a couple of Republican figures have teased it basically to essentially sweep up some voters who are low information voters. The Republicans are not traditionally pro weed.
that's
That's
what
not that. The Republicans are the ones who banned weed in the first place. Fuck, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. It's not going to happen that the Republicans are like, oh shit, we're going to legalize weed, bro. We're going to smoke it in the fucking White House. It's going to be amazing, bro. We're going to bring back the fucking reincarnated ghost of Richard Nixon, smoke some joints with him, bro. Shut the fuck up. That's dumb. Like they're not going to legalize weed. They're just soaking up votes with lies, essentially. The Republicans don't really have much to offer. That's one of the things that I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I'm like, so where's their health care plan? Trump
yes,
literally said he has a concept of a plan at the debate. Yeah, there's a concept of a plan after 15 fucking years. Where's the fucking plan? Where's the Republican plan? Seriously, is that too much to ask that after 15 years, the Republicans have a plan? They want to abolish Obamacare. That's their biggest fucking thing they want to do. Oh shit, we just lost D. When they do, when they catch when the dog catches its tail, just like they did with Roe, what are they gonna fucking do? They don't have a plan. How do you not have a plan for healthcare after 15 years? All right, this
yeah,
cocksucker is gone. Bye.
but
Ragglethorn.
someone that
Fuck you. Dongbot's
I've
in the
lived in.
house. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you. Dongbot says not trunk. Trump legalized in 2016. He says cutting energy bills by 50%. I can't believe I'm reading this wrong. Cutting energy bills by 50%. I can't imagine why anyone who's a grower wouldn't be voting for Trump. When did he say that, Dongbot? Dongbot also says Republicans want limited government. They want, or they are more about obstructionism than creating new policy. Excuse me. D Zombie said he'll be right back.
I don't. I
Yeah, Bob Gnarly's like the president controls energy bills. Seriously, like he does not control energy bills. It's not going to
6
happen.
years ago, I was on the street, like drug addict. You know what I mean? I didn't worry about any of this stuff. I worried about staying alive, and it's kind of it's kind of fucked up my whole thought process on the government, politics, and all that stuff because I never was included in it because I was so low on the totem pole. I guess
That's fair.
one thing I
Uh,
care about is mental health,
hmm.
addiction help, homeless help, like good food for people, cheaper
I hate to
energy.
say it, but the Republican Party is not going to help you on any of those. Not even a single one of those. Uh, you can make your arguments that the Democrats are going to fuck that up too, because, for example, we've seen that in Portland, where basically people have swung, let's call it the other way, perhaps. I don't like that metaphor, but we'll call it that for now, where basically they've arguably coddled the homeless the drug addicted homeless by literally handing out needles, handing out tarps, handing out free tents, et cetera, thus essentially perpetuating the homeless crisis on some level. Uh, there's truth in that, honestly, or there's truth in that interpretation. Where was I going to? That it's not like the Republicans are all wrong and the Democrats are all right on this. That certainly is a much more complex story than that. Fuck, I'm babbling like a crazy
That's
person. I feel like
because
I'm not high anymore, and I need to be high again now. That's what it is. I need to go smoke my joint again.
fuck, take it
I
down.
left like third of my joint because it was already like 7:15 or something. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go hook up my recorder here. Like, go smoke that. This is fucking stressful. I have to be honest. This shit is stressful, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know.
You see the barefoot Dutchman? He walked barefoot from LA to New York.
Uh-uh.
He did it. The big thing was men's mental health awareness,
Hmm.
and it was like the big thing was don't hold it in, speak up. Like if you're feeling like suicidal or like a lot of men and hold in their emotions when that is probably the worst thing. You need to let it out and talk about it.
Hmm. See?
It was cool. Yeah, he walked all the way across. I think it took him 283 days
Hmm. I guess
barefoot.
somebody was talking about that. Maybe you were talking about it on the show. Somebody was talking about it on the show. Oh, I'm sorry. Digital litter, according to one of the pros. Same fucking guy, probably that I just banned. It's always the same fucking troll, like recycling over and over again. They probably live in the same, it probably is like 10 different people, but they live in the same little troll hole. Isn't that a joke on It's Always Sunny? Oh, I know. That was Nightman with the troll hole. Anyway, so Red Setter Farm, by the way, I've missed a couple of his comments. And Bob Gnarly, by the way, has a good comment. RFK Jr. is against fast food. Trump's diet is 80% McDonald's. How's that gonna work? Don't ask me. Anyway, do as I say, not as I do, I guess is how they always do it, probably. Red Setter Farm then says, on a more serious note, my wife is type 1 diabetes, presumably, and pregnant. All I care about, congratulations, by the way, Red Setter Farm, and all he cares about is the health of their child. Certainly we do as well. Congratulations, buddy. The food we eat is slowly killing us, and it's a polarized topic. It's asinine. I agree with you, Red. We've talked about it quite a few times on this show. In fact, it'd be lovely to talk to you one of these days. You're welcome to hop on. Or if you'd love to be a guest one of these days, that'd be super fun to talk because I know you guys would be great conversation on the topic of food. Because we've talked about, I was talking to my friend the other day about PFAS. That's one of them, just 100 different topics to talk about that you should be more aware of. And of course, you don't have time in the day to be aware of every fucking thing, right? This is one of the biggest problems being an adult in America or really any country these days. You have to be aware of so many things that you don't have enough time to function somehow. It's like you can't. It's just ridiculous the expectations they put on you. But anyway, the topic came up basically because, of course, we cook and stuff. My friend had a lot of uh, Teflon frying pans, and I've been trying for a number of years now to avoid Teflon as much as I could. I still had a Teflon egg pan, basically. I've even really given that up, honestly. And so now I try to use basically just cast iron. I've got a
Cast
nice
iron
rolled
steel.
steel pan that I love, so stainless steel, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? You don't have to know every single fucking implement that I have.
No
But
coding.
pardon?
No coding bullshit.
That's the thing, because basically the Teflon coatings, PFAS, basically has it's been marketed as safe. We've been told for years that it's safe. Turns out that DuPont has been lying to everybody about not only that, but a bunch of other
DuPont's a
chemicals.
bunch of shitbags.
DuPont and 3M, both Midwestern companies, by the way, they've been polluting the absolute fucking ball sack out of the goddamn rivers and lakes and everything else. Turns out every single one of us has forever chemicals in our bodies, and DuPont or 3M, whichever one, was like, "Nah, we're sorry. There's nothing we can do about it now. It's just pervasive." Anyway, turns out that these chemicals are actually quite bad for you, and they accumulate. That's one of the worst parts about them is that they accumulate. They are, what's the word for it? There's a word for it. I can't think of the word right now. Anyway, they accumulate essentially, kind of like heavy metals do, basically. I can't think of the word right now.
Um,
Anyway, Red Setter Farm probably has another issue that he focuses on because there's 50 of them. Go ahead.
do you shoot 16 by 9 or 3 by 9?
Uh,
I think something like that. That's the
Images,
one.
like
Yeah, like
format.
there's two sizes on my camera. I can use 16 by 9. That's the long one, and then it's 3 by something. Let me look.
I don't use either one, but you basically 16 by 9 would be cropping your sensor, so you'd be using presumably your whole sensor, but not the bottom and top parts, which basically means you'd have that nice wide angle image, but you're actually getting less megapixels, essentially. Why do that? You can always crop in your editing software later on. So I would use your full frame, whatever the full frame image is, I would use that and then crop afterwards. There's no reason to crop beforehand. Because
Okay,
when you like literally there's no way to crop in camera without giving up megapixels, basically. So like you were saying, you have a 16 megapixel camera, whatever it is. So if
yeah.
you're at that 16 by 9, I don't know what it is for real, but presumably it'll be 12 megapixels or something because literally you cut off the top, you cut off the bottom, and all of a sudden now you have that wide angle image instead of the 4 by 3, for example, probably, which is the full sensor, 3 by 4, or whatever they're doing it. Does that make sense or no?
Yeah, okay. So I will do the 3 by 2.
If you want the wide angle version, just crop it in. You need an editing program. You need to start using something. If you want to use a professional
I
one,
got Adobe,
then obviously
Photoshop.
Adobe, well, learn Adobe Photoshop. Yeah, that's the gold standard,
These are what I
honestly.
try to do.
Lightroom is Photoshop might be overkill, honestly. Lightroom is probably a little bit better, just photo management and everything else. You can do a lot of the simple edits that you need to do, unless you're actually doing compositing and whatever else. Then obviously Photoshop is the right one to do. Capture One is another good piece of software. That's one that I like, and there's plenty of other ones too, but Adobe Photoshop is, or like I say, Lightroom. Uh, Adobe has a Photoshop Lightroom plan basically, and it's actually uncharacteristically a really good deal. Adobe normally is never a good deal, but that is actually a good deal. I think it's like a $10 or $11. It's a weird price, like $11, but for both programs, and most of their programs are like 20, $30 per program per month. So that's a pretty spectacular deal
Hmm.
on that program, those programs.
Hey, what was that program they used to have with they used to have, I forget the name of the program. It was a Photoshop program. But it was the balloons. It was the hot air balloon one. Oh shit. I have to look it up. Is that Adobe? No. I can't remember now. If anyone knows, let me know. That used to be the logo.
Red Setter Farms talking about endocrine disruptors, and Red Setter Farm, they've converted all their cooking materials to iron or stainless or wood.
Right on.
You have me intrigued on wood. What are you cooking in wood? Are you
I'm guessing it's your
steaming or what are you doing? What's that, D?
I'm guessing it's their utensils probably like wood spoon,
That's probably the safer bet. Yeah.
wood spatula.
Just say like, what else would it be?
But yeah, you could be right too. They could be steaming it in one of those like Chinese baskets.
Yeah. Although I guess that would be bamboo. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I was
Cheers,
looking at a
I
house that like the entire backyard was very
uh
poorly managed bamboo that had basically taken over the yard, and they were trying to sell the house, so they cut all the bamboo off at the ground, but like bamboo is kind of like, I guess in this case it was kind of like tree stumps because they couldn't like grow all of it, or no, honestly it probably just grows so fast that they probably did cut it at ground level, but within a couple days it was already above, so it was like spikes all over the ground. And yeah, you don't want to buy a house with a backyard filled with bamboo. You're fucked. It's going to take over
You
the fucking
know,
house,
the
and then your yard, and then the neighbor yard.
Vietnam, they used bamboo as a torture device. They would tie a soldier down, cut the bamboo in a spike, tie the
Oh, and let it
soldier
grow in. Yeah, I've heard
and
that.
through them.
Yeah. Yeah, bamboo grows fast. It grows fast enough you can watch it grow. Actually, I've seen it
Three
grow.
3 inches a day.
Yeah.
back
I
in
think.
the
Oh, I just said I think.
back in the day when the Viet Cong they used to cut bamboo and dig punji traps. But they sharpen the end of bamboo, stick it in a pit, so a soldier, and then cover it. So if a soldier walks over it, they walk right into it like spikes. It's crazy.
Hmm.
Oh.
All right, boys. I'm gonna call it an early night tonight. I hope you guys have a good night.
Well, right on, Smash. We might call it too. It looks like nobody's gonna hop on here. I don't know. Looks like it's just us.
I'll try to jump on tomorrow.
Right on.
Hopefully, we have some okay news.
Hopefully we have decent news. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of funny actually. I'm pretty sure that North Star is a Trump fan, so he'll definitely be happy if he wins. I certainly won't, but we'll see. I can't remember honestly if North Star likes Trump, but I know he's conservative. Anyway, good to see you smashed. What were you gonna say? Oh, that's well, shit. I'll give it a couple 3 minutes. We'll call it last call. See if anybody hops on here. Otherwise, I think D and I have better things to do. Folks, we might have a show tomorrow. I don't know. We'll probably have a show. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I remember the 2016 was a pretty rough election, so hopefully I don't feel like I did that following Wednesday. So we'll see. Thankfully, I wasn't doing a show back then, but we'll see how it goes. What's Red Setter saying? He's saying I'd love to come on sometime. If you're reach out to me when I'm able to mind. So yeah, right on, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, you know,
um, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think probably nobody's gonna hop on here. Do I want to? I want to enjoy the last part of that joint, but I also want to enjoy the beginning of a next one.
27. Okay. He won. She went. Carmella won Washington and Connecticut.
Hmm.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, true, Jack Beanstalk.
Church check.
I still want to get one of those flyers like everybody has now. You got one of those flyers, Jimmy?
Which one? The air fryer?
Yeah, the air fryer. The new fancy,
It's too
there's
small.
no new fancy fandangle items there.
I had
Fancy
lemon
span.
tree earlier.
I'm gonna have pizza after.
Oh, nice.
Leftover
I
pizza, yeah.
had a an Italian meatball sub before the
Oh,
show.
nice.
Yeah, it was yummy.
The other day, I don't know what it's like if it's the same in the States, but it was sub National Sub Day or something. So there was some of the sub places were giving buy one get one free subs. Yeah. You too, Red. Happy harvest to you and your lovely wife.
Happy harvest, Red. We'll hold you to that. Be fun to see you on here one of these days.
Yeah.
Red Setter before that was saying exactly, keep supporting DuPont Plastics. They lobbied to make cannabis illegal in the 1940s. Empower the beast. I'll scratch your back if you knife mine. Uh, and he says cutting boards, wood spoons, etc., etc. Looks like things that things that they've converted. Cutting boards is a big one. People are always surprised about cutting boards. Actually, they call wood butcher block because butchers actually used it for meat. They still use it to this day for meat because wood has a very interesting property of cutting back on itself, basically. So, for example, if you use an end grain, specifically end grain cutting boards, really all wood is a little bit like this, but basically end grain cutting boards, if you, I don't know why I'm motioning like this because that doesn't help. If you imagine a tree basically standing up essentially like this, the tree basically very very simplified, let's call it a little bit like an onion. It's not like this, let's be honest, but let's just for the sake of this metaphor, we'll say it's like an onion that basically grows up, right? And so you have a bunch of different layers that basically hold like this, a bunch of kind of tendons like that essentially. Trees then have this incredible compression resistance, but they don't really have that much resistance like this. People take advantage of that basically to use trees as supporting beams and stuff. But then, of course, you can always carve a piece of wood nice and softly and whatever, and make a piano of it or whatever.
Oh,
What am I trying to say? I'm trying to not lose my train of thought because I'm actually not high. I was trying to talk about fucking end grain wood. So if you basically chop the tree in half, essentially, you expose that again. The rings, actually, we'll just say the rings. It's not onion rings, but we'll just say the rings of the tree. Those rings, the fine grain rings of the tree, basically have a tendency when you cut them off like that to pull back in on themselves. And I can't remember exactly what it is, but it has something to do with the way the tree grows. It doesn't really matter right now. But for all intents and purposes, when a knife makes an indentation in the board, because whenever you cut into something, you make an indentation into it, right? Plastic or anything else. If you use a metal knife to cut into a piece of wood, that cut
yeah.
will have a tendency to seal back on itself as soon as the knife is removed. And interestingly enough, any bacteria that gets stuck in that gap will get basically suffocated by the wood. The wood basically traps it essentially in that first layer of, or in the first layer of wood that springs back on itself, basically. It has a tendency of essentially, it has antibacterial properties, but essentially it mechanically kills bacteria. So interestingly
Huh.
enough, as long as you wipe off a cutting board, essentially, you don't even really need to use soap in many cases, but a lot of times people use soap if they're using raw meat and stuff. You can keep the cutting board clean. So actually, if you see a butcher using a wood cutting board, that's actually a good thing because a plastic cutting board you can wash in the dishwasher, but unfortunately, unless you were resanding it and like cleaning it off every couple of days, the fuzz that basically gets developed on the cutting board from the knife cutting into it all the time starts to harbor bacteria, basically. So actually, the wood cutting board next to the plastic cutting board is far more clean, far more antimicrobial. It's funny. It's counterintuitive for a lot of people.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh shit, we're
Cheers, bud. Good to see you. Oh, you're still connecting. Cheers, bud. Good to see you.
Hi.
oh, hey, bud.
Hi, good evening.
Shit, I can't find. Oh, there it is. Alright, hold on. Speaking of trees and shit, check this tree out. I don't know who did it. It's in my
Mm,
area, but they literally carved out
mm,
animals from this tree. I don't know if you guys can see that. A raccoon, an owl, in the middle there. I don't know what that one is. There's a lot far. Another owl. It's like a bear.
mm.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Definitely better than the stupid stunt, that's for sure. Where do you think this election's going to go, bud?
Not
Seems
looking
like it's too
good.
close to call so far, huh? Yeah, we'll see. Like,
Well, they've
does
been saying that
America?
all day, but I listened to a little bit and I'm like, oh fuck, but this is fucked. We're fucked. Because like myself, I've been fooled because I've been like, I haven't even thought twice. I'm pretty confident. So to see like this, like, holy shit, what the fuck? Poor fucking idiots. But all right, here we go. Truth is, yeah, how does it? I mean, okay, I live like under the fucking rock of life. None of this shit really affects me. It's just a show on TV. Whoever's president, what the fuck doesn't matter. Whatever the fuck happens, unless we all fucking die, and that who knows. I'm old enough to not be like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
This is the will of the people. Well, this is the will of the people, right?
Yes.
Here you go.
Hey, Fumi. So I got some new cuts from my buddy. One of them is from Archive. It's called Yuck
Hmm.
Mouth. I'd never heard
Oh,
of it.
right
Have you
on.
heard of it?
I've seen it on their menu. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to do some research on it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm kind of excited for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Got a few others.
Yeah, I've been looking at it. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah.
No? Oh,
Like he's the same guy that gave me all these legacy cuts, but this time I'm like,
Mm,
yeah, I'm done with the legacy. Give me some more like Kurt
mm.
shit. So he gave me that. Let's see, I'd have to there's some good ones in there. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's probably like 6 different kinds.
Mm. I think I didn't. In fact, that's exactly why I haven't picked up Yuck Mouth. I just don't really like the idea of halitosis, and I think I looked it up, and I think people were talking about it tastes like halitosis. I was like, no, that's not for me.
Yeah,
Some people are into that though.
yeah. I mean,
That's not my
so what does
favorite
that
cupping,
just
that's
mean?
for
It's
sure.
like so funky, it tastes like fucking death. I mean,
Pretty
or
much.
I don't know. Death has like a smell. I don't think weed could smell
That's
like
probably what
that,
it
but I
is. Yeah,
guess.
it's the what is it? The cadaverine. It's probably high in cadaverine.
Yeah.
That was one that we were talking about a few weeks
I cause
ago.
like okay, that's kind of like the taste, flavor. That's a factor. But to me, I saw this Chase. How fucking stony is it? That's it. Like
Mhm.
that's what matters to me. The rest of those
Yeah.
things, okay, that they have their importance, but not over that.
Mm.
2 minutes. I haven't been looking. Let's see what the damage has been. It's always like that. It's like you look away for 3 seconds and he wins Saskatchewan. 192 to 230. All going to come down in the Midwest, pretty much.
Well, it's that like now like I heard we're like there's only one. She had like a couple paths. Oh no, there's only this one path now. It's
Oh,
the
not
blue
that one.
wall, and it's fucking tight as fucking both those places.
Mm-hmm.
And there's talk. Okay, he's got the crowd, whatever. Part of his thing. He's going to come out early and fucking say he won, and that's coming up any time now. And there's memos in Hearst camp that don't look good. Which I just realized something. She loses, she doesn't even have a job anymore.
Mm.
Like she's not a senator, she's not nothing. She might never become anything. Since that could be it. Put her out to pasture. I mean, I don't know what her choices are, but she'd have to run for something and start wherever.
I mean, I'm not too worried about her. She'll be fine. Unless in a very realistic, like Trump was saying that he's going to throw her in jail and whatever. Like if he's actually serious about that kind of stuff, like dictators actually do often throw their opponents in jail. So we'll see how serious he is about that kind of stuff. That could get
Yeah, I
unfunny
mean,
real quick.
like since I was pretty confident he was going to win, a lot of that shit to me was just noise. But oh, there's a lot of
Yeah,
things
people
like
serious when they're
holy
when they
fuck,
tell you who they
dude, this
are.
guy
Yeah.
has no idea. Like, I mean, living in San Diego, I'm like, yeah, he says in the first hour he's going to shut the southern border down, like completely. Yeah, I don't like for one, I don't really think. Well, who knows? Like, but oh, that would be like a big issue,
Mm-hmm.
even for my area, because like, yeah, being that close to the border, there's a lot that yeah, we're in the what do you call it? Free trade, whatever the fuck. There's a lot goes on there that we're like, even though yeah, I wish it wasn't like that. Oh, we're dependent on that shit. And you disrupt that shit, it's gonna cost us a lot of money.
Mm.
That's just one
Oh,
thing.
no way. Fantastic.
And the other side, oh, we definitely lost the Senate and look like we're losing
Oh,
Congress. So if he wins, he's got all three. That's really
Wow.
dangerous.
it used to be hot.
Like that's more of a dangerous problem
This
than
is
anything.
messed up. Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that was always a possibility. But usually there's
Mm.
like a check and balance, whoever wins
Yep.
for the most part. And if, especially with him, you give him the Senate and the Congress, oh, fuck.
Apparently, not only is he going to go after Kamala, possibly, he's going to be going after a lot of news people as well, and Jimmy
Mm.
Kimmel.
No, if he actually does win, it's going to be a very different country in a few years. Very, very different place.
Yeah. Holy moly. Well, yeah, like it is what it is. Kind of depressing. I don't know. Like, is it? Fuck.
It's pretty depressing.
Yeah, it
Trump
is.
will give
Like
up
when
Ukraine
things like
to
this
Russia.
face
No,
me, I
that's one of the
usually
biggest things. Like people forget just how fractally fucked up he is. He will give up Ukraine to Russia, which will basically mean that Russia will have uh, the chance to rebuild their army and take over the next place, which will be, who knows, Moldova, Lithuania,
well,
wherever the fuck, wherever.
even the shame of that is like everything we've done, all that we put in, which is more than I think we should have. But either way, yep, you're flushing that all down the toilet. You're
I
saying,
mean,
yep,
we literally, I mean, whatever. That's a whole different discussion for another day. But yeah, he'll just give up Ukraine just like that and basically make Europe fight for themselves. He's been wanting to pull out of NATO for 10 years, so he'll try to do that. They literally passed a law to keep him from doing that. But now, of course, if he has the Senate and the House and the Supreme Court, he can do anything he wants. Now, by the way, don't forget, anything he does is completely and totally illegal. So he can pardon himself, he can do whatever he wants, and he cannot physically be found guilty of any crime anymore, ever again, apparently. So that's going to go great. He's obviously a
yeah.
paragon of virtue,
I
as we
mean,
know. This is fucked
like
up, honestly.
this seems like I think to myself, how like this is so crazy, like absolutely batshit crazy.
I can't
Our
understand how
country
people in the
is in
chat
this
they
like
support him
this
and
is
stuff. I
our
don't know.
existence.
I just can't
Like,
understand it. Yeah.
like I can't even believe that we've been hijacked like that by a
Mm,
con man.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's not Romney. I disagree about a lot of stuff with Romney. I disagree about a lot of stuff. Well, he's dead now, but McCain, et cetera, right? This is not that. This is not
Shoot,
that
I'd
at
take
all.
any of those guys in a second. I
Fuck,
miss
in a
those
split
guys
second over
actually,
this guy.
even though,
Yeah.
like you say, I
Yeah.
wasn't down with them, but
David
like
Cheney,
at
no, he's
least
dead.
that has some realm of reality in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's up, Captain? I'm gonna go smoke a joint while you guys talk amongst yourselves. What's good with you?
Oh, the memes coming out of Thailand about Trump. They made him a big elephant.
Hmm.
And yeah, we're the laughing stock of the world right now.
Hmm.
Our government is. But besides that, I'm doing okay. How's everybody else doing? How you doing, Fumi? Since you're gonna jet out of here.
Well, we'll see. Honestly, we'll see with this election. Trying to kind of figure out my own future, to be honest. So I guess this will have a large bearing on that, I suppose. So we'll see. Honest, I don't know. I'm gonna go
You
smoke a
know
joint.
what?
Pardon?
One of the reasons why I moved out of the to Thailand is I'm tired of our government.
Did you move back to Thailand again?
I still have stuff there.
Oh, so are you in Ohio now, or are you in Thailand?
Yeah, I'm in
Oh, okay.
Ohio.
Because someone
I'm in
yesterday or a couple
Ohio.
days ago, I guess we didn't have a show yesterday. One of the last shows or something, someone was like, "Oh, or you're in Thailand?" And I thought you were in Thailand, basically.
No, I go back March
Okay.
27th.
Oh, gotcha. Right on. Right. Smoke joint.
But usually it's because of you know, political things here. I truly believe that, if Trump wins again, I've talked to my parents about, my mom. Well, when dad passes on, how about you coming back to Thailand with me and we getting the fuck out of here? Yeah. We all in trouble. Just like
Well,
you said, Bud, you know, how many people cross that border every day to come to work in San Diego or go from that area into TJ to work?
wait. Okay, that's big. Our food supply, I'm not even sure, but I just kind of know enough to know. Oh, that's dependent on that for a little bit. Car companies, all the big ones, like I saw a thing. The last part of a car coming together, the actual car goes back and forth 3 times to get finished. Beyond the parts and everything else, our car companies are dependent on Mexico's manufacturing for. They built all of it down there. You can just keep going. And oh, okay, if you close the whole border, like most of the illegal immigrants, they don't come through any of those parts. And you can't really squeeze all those other things down. They'll still be holes that will be
And then all
exploited. So like all it really does is fuck everybody that's following the rules.
yeah. And we're going to be the worst off if he raises all those tariffs.
That too, and yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't hit the companies that are buying that shit to bring it in. It hits us. It all gets, the buck gets passed down to the lowest
What's
person.
crazy is when you listen to him talk about that, he talks about it like the government of that country sends our treasury these billions of dollars, which is
No.
like, wait, okay, yeah, no, that's not how it works at all. Even with that NATO thing where he made them all pay, he made it seem like those countries paid our treasury these billions of dollars when all they did is put their share into NATO so we didn't have to cover for them. Okay, that's big difference. Okay, that it is money, but like, how does you not like? How does he say that? Yeah, they gave us all this money when that isn't true. Like, it's just not true. But truth don't mean shit anymore, dude.
No.
Truth, fuck, dude.
First, you want
Reality,
the
like
first
what the
one?
fuck? We're bending reality big time. At least it seems like it. I don't even. What is reality at this point?
Well, they haven't made him president yet, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, each of these years, because they even when I watch it, I'm like, oh, the same old story, the same old thing. The news is on. Too close to call this whole fucking thing all about these couple places more than ever, which like as like another big state that contributes most to our country, we're basically irrelevant to that country. It's only these places, and yeah, something has like, well, whatever. Our system is so broke. That's the least of the problems, but something has to be fixed in that system. The way we elect people with this electoral college or whatever.
Just one, man. One up, man. Hmm.
Here in
Or,
Ohio, I'm
I mean, I'm
hoping that
down
our
with it.
issue one actually passes
Done.
because then here in Ohio, they're actually they're breaking up parts of cities. And they're saying, well, now the east side of the city is in this district, and the west side of the city is in this district. And these are like little towns down in southern Ohio and shit that if you do that, all of a sudden, instead of having one red and one blue, you're going to have both either way because you're actually splitting down like the college town. You know, so what you're saying is where they all live is one side of the town, basically, and you're going to split it right at the dorm room type shit. So the majority of the people that are in college are in one district, and then the other side of town where the people actually live, or not actually live, but you know, the locals live, is going to be another way. Oh, look at all that angling bud.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what
I
she
was gonna
said.
say, like when I said, yeah, my reality, that's it. My reality is this. This is all I fucking deal with every day, whether I think about it, doing it, growing plants. That's it. So all this other shit doesn't mean shit. And I don't even care about the system of it. Legal weed or whatever, whether they legalize it, not, I don't care about that either. Never, yeah, I do what I do. Now I gotta finish some shit tonight. Oh, I did that already. Why did I think that one was empty?
Did it last night.
No, I didn't do anything last night. It was one of my weird, like every once in a while, because I sleep like a few hours, and then all of a sudden, let's see, I think I went to sleep around 8 or 9 last night, and then I didn't wake up till like 5 o'clock today straight. So that was like, it was a lot of fucking hours.
Yeah, I was at 32 with 2.5 hours sleep.
And the first couple hours, I was like, holy shit, I'm tired. Like it took a couple hours to get my engine going. Where if I sleep less, one cup of coffee, I'm up and going. When I sleep that much, the first few hours, I feel like more tired than if I stayed up for days.
I only get about 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep, but it's broken up.
Yeah. But when I like do the 24-hour fucking sleep, fucks me up. Okay. What am I actually doing here? I'm doing this.
Reservoirs.
Mm. 230, 185.
You know, we could have squeezed an extra hour out if everybody didn't peter out last Saturday.
Yeah, I know.
Because like 9 minutes before right before we ended the show, the clocks went back.
Yeah, I was about to. Yeah, my clock. Yeah, that was crazy. I go to bed at 2. I was like, okay, it's 2 o'clock. Time to go to bed. And I look like, oh shit, it's 1 o'clock. I guess I'm not going to bed yet. Chat. Let's get a step back. It's crazy.
I think we should actually do away with that.
Oh yeah, that happened too. Yeah, on Sunday that fucking threw me for a loop.
I figured Saturday you were up in like the Bay Area for something.
No,
Hey,
I've been trudging away trying to keep things caught up around here.
Yeah, I thought you would have taken Saturday and went up to the Bay for an event or something to
Well,
Phil.
this Saturday, Robbie, my kid, basically, is throwing this massive birthday party for himself, and like basically Nelson and a good part of New Riders, Purple Sage, are playing, and a whole bunch of things. And yeah, I mean, I need to go, but I don't know if that's going to work. But maybe.
Jump on a plane, go.
Yeah. Well, what's today? Tuesday.
Yeah.
Still got days. We'll see how things
Yeah.
go.
You know, try to do a little bit extra and, you know, make room for some personal time. Go up and see Robbie and, you know, have a good time. I'm sure you will.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
What's on screen? Oh fuck! I
There's like a
closed it.
lot of things. My little chihuahua was barely hanging on. I mean, the heart disease is kicking his ass. It's progressing, and I take care of him constantly. And not that somebody couldn't watch him for a day or two, but that's a big thing that affects my travel at this point. Um,
Kind of like my dad.
and then my partner being in Germany, for a couple months, yeah. And then the trimmer worker situation has collapsed and creating an issue. And okay, things are stacked against me as far as traveling goes. But we'll see.
That's kind of the way things have been for me, except for today. I did get to go out and meet somebody that had moved to our state a few months or a few years ago, and I've been talking to him. Finally got to meet up with him and gave him some things to get him out of the autoflower group for a while because he had been here in Ohio and hearing about all these Ohio strains. And he posted on IG and he's like, I've got all these Ohio friends, but no one smoked any of the Ohio strains with me yet. And I said, damn, I thought, someone would have hooked you up by now. And he's like, no. I said, okay, well, you live like an hour and a half away from me. Why don't we meet here? It's 45 minutes each way. And I said, I know of a parking lot that we can sit in and not have a problem. And then today it was like, okay, let's meet up. He gave me some seeds that he's made and some bud, and I gave him some NL5 haze grown here in Ohio. Smoked smoked a Death Star joint with him. He thoroughly enjoyed that. He actually didn't want to give it back. He said, "Can I hit it a couple more times?" I said, "Man, hit it a few times to get your buzz on." Because within the second hit, that basically cut through what we had just smoked. I know after my second hit, I felt it. Ah, but he's got nice little packaging and everything made up. Oh, wow. That is a bag of bud. I thought that was seeds. He actually gave me quite a bit of flour. So that was my day. I got to leave for 2.5 hours, and that was it. Gummies too. And what's surprising though is, there's someone that basically lives like 20 minutes away from his house that could have hooked him up, but oh well. Put in the court papers probably tomorrow on someone in our community. Well, not in our community, but the community here in Ohio. So I'm going to have someone talking a lot of shit about me here soon. But hey, you know, you sign a paper. That's a contract, buddy.
Contracts don't mean shit.
It does when it's a loan.
Well, my world, it's basically your word. Like that's it. That's it. Always
I'm
has been.
trying to
So
I'm trying to
like,
get my mom to understand that, listen, if you don't, we don't file this paper on him, uh, I'm going to take care of it. Because, yeah, in our world, you fuck up like this, you better, back when I started, you better wait for an ass beating. We don't go to the cops. We take care of it ourselves. And I have no problem with this person. No fear
well,
of him.
most of the time, I never had to take that approach, but there's ways to squeeze.
Oh, buddy, I gently tried to do it for the past year, and I haven't blown up on him. So he's really fucking lucky.
Like
But those
one
days
of
are
my
over with.
ways of being from like being a deadhead is, yeah, violence ain't part of the fucking deal. It's not part
No,
of
but
my
Carmen
psyche.
needs to be helped.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a rough world, but like I never, like my mind doesn't go there. Like that's not what I never. I get that
You
that's the way some people are, but I've never been that way. I'm not that way. I might feel like, or no, I mean, sometimes it's like, oh, but nah, like, I don't know where I got that from being a deadhead, really, when I was young. Oh, when we ran that big thing,
maybe
people owed us so much and there were so many issues, but that was never, yeah.
maybe
Really, what we
because the
held over
time
them would be like, oh, they would pop back out on tour and we would talk to enough of the people in power or whatever to like make it. That was like, oh, you pay or
difficult.
don't come to shows. You're not going to come to shows and owe us this amount of money. Get the fuck out of here. And that was our leverage. Even when we picked people to do business with, that was some of it. Like certain people had like a desire to be on tour at all these shows. Well, that was like their collateral.
See, I never had a problem because I never got fronted anything.
And then even out in the lot and all that, oh, sometimes there'd be skirmishes. the skirmishes would upset the masses to where that was like they'd like they would stop people from doing that and be like, yeah, what the fuck, yeah, because it wasn't about that. Like we were like peace loving, whatever the fuck, whether that was real or not. At least that's what we pretended. We were like hippie
Maybe,
flower
maybe,
children, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
yeah, but when you joined the dead, it was a little bit different than when I
Oh, I
joined
know.
the
When the
dead 10
gypsies took
years
over in
later.
the '90s, yeah, that's when all that. That's when I like maybe late eight. No, '90s is when
The
I first.
late 80s.
Late '80s it started, but by the '90s, I remember being in Vegas one time when it really was like, yeah, this isn't even deadheads. Who the fuck is
No,
this? These are the fucking gypsies. Things change.
why'd you go to fish? Because a bunch of kids have mommy and daddy's credit card. I'm getting paid. I think I've been to 3 times as many fish shows as I've actually gone into
I have fun at Fish. And for me, it's more like the scene than the music. But there's parts of the
Yeah,
music where I'm like, oh, that's
that.
pretty good.
Oh, the Bob Weir experience. What did you think of that? I sent you that video
I
or
don't
that
know if I
show.
watched it. I've been like,
That string
well,
cheese with
I guess
Bob
Phil's
Weir.
died for a week ago or so. So, but no, I'm not ready for any Grateful Dead music yet. Now, the 31st was pretty good, but the first in Baltimore, Billy Strings, holy fuck, that was my funnest show ever. Yeah, I got a new OG Kush. I got Biscotti. Oh, wait, I left the cameras. A Biscotti. Um, oh, I got the cream back, which is like black water crossed into something. A different Donny burger. Might be the same one. Some of these, he gets his strains from my buddy Adam, the ranch.
True.
And so he might have got the Donny burger from me. And then what's that one? A Gary Payton, a gelati, Yuck Mouth, and Bruce Banner. All right, we'll see what
I'll,
happens with those.
I'll definitely want a Bruce Banner cut because I still have like 4 or 5 Bruce Banner 3 seeds.
Like it's hard to explain this, but especially when I was competing and had boosts at high times in 2010 to 15, and I'm still this way. Like, see, whether sometimes I'm proven wrong, but like Bruce Banner is a Colorado strain, right? Right.
Yeah,
So I never had any interest in it because of that. Like it's less that way now. We're much more like mainly because of this. We're at the communities state to state, but in my gut, and one thing, oh, stick to California varieties where there's plenty. And for the most part, I've always just supported that that concept. Which okay, might have fucking kept you from running some pretty good things, but
yeah.
I've never really felt that. Like plenty of good things within Cali, and a lot of what's trickled out to the other places has its roots in Cali anyway.
Come to Ohio, it don't.
Well, all right. So what's the Death Star made of?
Sour Diesel and Sensi Star.
And where's Sensi Star come from?
Big question mark still.
But probably I think that came out of Amsterdam, but was like made a thing in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like yeah, there's some that might
A
be
lot of
outliers, but the
American
majority of them,
strains.
you go back 2, 3 generate or go back a little ways. Yeah, what got worked over there was something that came. One of the things came from here because back 20 years ago, here was pretty much the whole enchilada.
Until you got to Ohio, and then you hit the
Well,
6 Ohio
every
strains.
state has their thing, you know.
And then
But you
Southern
know what I'm
Ohio,
saying.
we haven't even touched the surface of the weed that's down there because it was it was so politically one way. And with all the helicopters flying over and everything, yeah, those people didn't talk to anybody.
Well,
And they're still that way. I mean, the guy I met today goes, "Yeah, I've met a lot of people here in Ohio, but you're like the first one." We talked a couple years ago when I moved here, and he's from Europe, him and his wife and the children. And it's like, you're the first one that's actually met up with me outside of like going to events. I said, I'm sorry about that. We should be more hospitable here in Ohio. So I brightened up his day. I actually gave him some things that I don't normally give out to people, but I said, since people won't smoke it with you, here, grow it. So I gave him a couple branches. I said, you make your clones. Here's a branch. Because I gave away my last bud of lemon G, so he couldn't smoke that. I had to get that out of the house. I needed a jar it was in. So I gave away like a 7.5 gram Maine cola.
Bob, hey bud, Bob Gnarly in the channel wants to know if you're into king gizzards at all.
I've kind of seen a little bit of them emerge in the last year. Couldn't say I'm into them, but I'm not into them. I'm into like anything within the vibe of keeping the the bigger music community alive and thriving, and more the merrier.
I like Goose and have for a
Like
while.
there should always like it's just like with weed. There should be a whole variety of flavors, but with the more of like an improvised music, musicians that are talented as fuck. That's all. No gimmicks.
Oh, hey, that's what's your name?
Yeah, the only gimmicks come out around Halloween when they dress up to play Halloween shows. But that Bob Weir incident, that he did down in Florida with string cheese. And yeah, that was pretty fucking good. I like string cheese though. It's the only band that you can't say and not smile saying their name. That's what I always thought was cool. Should try some of this new weed, but I think it's all going to be like daytime weed for me. I know what we'll smoke. Red Setter gave me a new cross that he did. I should try that one out. That's Granddaddy Purple times Blue Steel.
Right on.
And I've got some skunk here too that I haven't tried yet.
Nice.
Decisions, decisions, decisions. I'm glad when there are decisions this hard, like trying to pick out what weed I want to smoke instead of being in Thailand and trying to find a weed that I want to smoke.
True. True, Cap.
Because I'm sure you've got that problem too, D, even though you've got, that delivery service and they seem like they have a pretty decent selection or they run through a decent selection. But, Thailand, basically, if it wasn't like in-house or, one of those guys, nah, you didn't see it. Auto
Yeah.
flowers you see, you know, the guy that I met today was talking about, his marathon OG and how it helps him medically and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I tried that in Amsterdam because it had a nose to it, but the high really didn't stick around.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I was in a grow store the other day talking to the four people there. And the one guy says, wow, it's been a while since I've heard someone, refer to the cannabis by like the duration of the high and rate it that way. And it was like, well, I don't want to, I smoke cigarettes. I don't want to have to keep smoking a joint every fucking hour, too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of, I think it's time to roll a joint.
Yeah. I've had two cigarettes already. It's time for something else.
Fuck, I slept too
So
much.
everything got pushed back to the end of the month, bud. My friend's
Okay,
daughter's coming in for 2 weeks in San Diego.
that's nice.
Right on.
So I decided to move everything back and,
We're like now
dad's birth.
we're really butted up against the end of the year. Holy fuck. Another
Yeah.
fucking year clicked off. Like back to the fucking politics. Whoever fucking wins, even fucking Trump wins. 4 years goes by really quick. Who the fuck cares?
Uh, my 4 or 5 or almost, well, 4.5 months back has been like a year already in my life.
somehow like having a cycle every month, like the harvest. Yeah, it makes time go by really fast because you're just bam, bam, bam. Like they're close enough and not far enough apart that like you're always basically in this rhythm of it. And next thing you know, months and months and months and months go by and you don't even fucking realize it. Like when I first started growing fucking 30 years ago, I can remember like having writing the things down in a calendar and all that. And like harvests were always like so far away. Like it felt that way. Like when you'd have to go that distance. Uh,
That's what
Over
she
all
said.
this time, that has gotten shorter and shorter and shorter. Like the reality of that distance, it's not that long. Boom, boom, boom. But when I was younger, oh fuck, 60 days was like an eternity, dude.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
then once you get 2 rooms going or 3 rooms going or 4 rooms going, it's like, damn, it's every 2 weeks now,
Well,
every,
even back then,
three and a
we
half
were
weeks.
at a much smaller level. We were perpetual pretty early on, but still, like the perspective of time was different. That's how I think as you get older, you start thinking time goes by faster. It's not, it's just a perception. It's like when you're younger, you're like, yeah, I don't know. There's like so much to live for, right? I mean, at a certain point, you're like, okay, less of that. And then time starts going by faster. Well, I don't know. I can't explain it really, but I am firm believer that you get older, at least some people, time starts going by fast as fuck. Like at this point, years just keep clicking by. Like
Like getting,
2025, holy fuck.
like getting stuck in, well, not stuck, but basically to the point where we had COVID and, you know, there was no reason to leave Thailand. Every place else was just as worse or not worse off than Thailand. So those 3 years went by kind of quick, even though I couldn't travel. But man, as soon as they let us travel, yeah, I was off to Cambodia again.
Yeah.
I gotta start taking blogs. Can't stop.
Everybody back here was shutting down and, no more of this, no more of that. Well, in Thailand, we were still partying for a good 8 months before they finally closed the bars and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mm.
Some of the bars actually got the buildings right next door to them, and fucking that was the restaurant part, and they were able to stay open that way.
All right, let's do this. Sometimes you just have to like start, quit procrastinating. That's,
Yep,
that's my dilemma.
I got my 10 up finally, but I had to go find the panda film, and I had to travel 45 minutes to find a roll of panda film. Like I can't go to a grocery store here in Cleveland and there's like 5 of them now. I even drove 40 minutes to a big grocery store. No HPSs, no metal halides, no 315s.
Not a fucking thing.
We only have LEDs.
No license, no
That's
flipping
probably because
insurance.
that's all they sell.
Not a fucking thing.
Yeah.
You can't stock shit that you rarely sell.
And then I went and bought my stuff online. And the stuff that I normally buy Holy shit, man. It went up $100. Before I went to Thailand, I could buy 1,000 watt high pressured sodium metal halide for like $140. Everything. And now that same system's $220, 239.
Well, if
Yeah,
you're
it's
trying to
been
get
8 years, but shit.
HBS or metal halide, your best bet is the what do you call it? Secondary market, dude. Fuck. Shit's like people can't give that shit away.
I've tried getting shit
And the
from
one thing
people.
about like HPS metal balances are solid. Like they're not like, oh, how long does it run? Oh, it's no good anymore. No, that's bulbs matter, but not the units. They're like they're meant to run forever.
The part that is really hard to get, Bud, is the cord that goes from the ballast to your hood, and
Well,
trying to
yeah, I mean,
find like a 15
sunlight,
foot cord.
sunlight, and then hydrofarm. Yeah, they had a brilliant idea to make each of their fucking things different to be proprietary. So sunlight is more like the common one, but there's those hydrofarm fucking ones too.
But yeah, I thought about, Tony's, but that's a 16
Hey,
hour
how's it going?
drive to Oklahoma where he's at. And the
Oh,
shipping costs for the items that I want is just like almost outrageous. Because yeah, he's got a bunch of equipment like that, double ended.
holy
And I
shit.
was like, yeah, I could use some of those.
They're still voting?
Light rail movers, those are really hard to find. I mean, I literally have extra wheels. I have more extra wheels than I actually have movers.
I have a whole section in this shelf of all this shit that we've accumulated. I don't think I would ever have to buy anything in life ever again if I went through all the fucking stuff I had.
Yeah, but if you gave me a couple systems and I sent them back, they probably cost me like $40 in shipping.
Yeah, shipping shit. I don't know anything about that.
Because I did look on like eBay and stuff like that, and it's like, holy shit, $40, $50 for shipping. These are digital ballasts. These aren't old mechanical ballasts where you've got a big copper coil in them.
One thing about old bouses, they're fucking heavy. The transformer thing's fucking heavy.
I was even getting to the point where I was going to go out and buy a transformer and a starter and just hardwire everything again. Go back to my first garden. I mean, literally, I had an HBS out of the parking lot across the street because they were replacing them. So I had one of the big aluminum housings, but you pull that apart and then you've got the ballast, and then you've got a starter and igniter. Well, those were all sitting in a Corningware dish on the floor. No cover around them.
The first
They were in
time,
a Corningware Corningware dish on the floor, sitting on a
fir-
1 inch thick of piece of plywood, so it wouldn't do anything to the carpet it was sitting on.
the first time I made like I bought 30 balances or lights. It was in the 90s, mid early 90s. And somehow we met this guy and we went to the storage unit and they were the bulletproof fucking things. I used those things for so many years, the balances especially. But they were like uh lights that he got out of, the balances from the parking lot or
Warehouses.
whatever the fuck, right? And they were all very well done. But like when you say cord hoods and everything was like, there was, there was no plug it into the ballast. Everything was hardwired in the ballast. Like, so the power cord went in the ballast and
Yeah.
and how he did, yeah, the hood thing. Yeah, no, because, oh, these were parabolic hoods. And so each of the hoods had a cord with the wires in the end. And yeah, first had to learn where to put those wires inside the ballast. There wasn't no plugs. And
Yep.
those things were bulletproof, man. They didn't vibrate, they didn't make any real noise. And
They
ran
hummed.
for, yeah, I mean, there was a little bit, but they were good ones.
Once you got to about 10 years, they really started to hum. But you have to figure they've probably been up for 10 or 15 years prior to that, though.
Yeah, I ran a lot of balances over 20 years.
I didn't start switching over until the digital ballast got really cheap.
Well, I remember getting 35 of those. And yeah, they had like about a lot of them died at 5 years. And I was like, what the fuck? But that was, and when they died, it wasn't like you could fix them. They were just door stops.
Yeah, well, they're lighter weight. They don't hum. Put them up, replace them. So it's only 5 years. You don't get 15 or 20 out of them anymore. But hey, they're a hell of a lot cheaper than when we first bought them. That was for sure. I remember paying $500 for a fucking 1,000 watt light. After my first harvest, I remember going to the grow store and buying $5,000 worth of fucking grow equipment. But it was nothing. Why? Because that's a pound. Fuck.
Yeah. For so many years, the cash flow was so
Positive.
easy. I can remember decades. I would always have big old wad of money in my pocket beyond like whether I was going to the hydro store or not. And like I wouldn't even think at all what anything cost because it was like all justified by the and
Pot.
then over the years, oh, that changed to where you have to budget your or at least think about what it costs per and that's how a lot of a lot of people were that way. And that's why the companies like could charge so much because we didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We just accepted it or whatever, part of the game.
Well, when you're getting 4,800 wholesale on a pound, and the guy's asking you, oh, you only have 5 or 6 pounds, you don't have more, and you're like, okay, time to go to grocery store again. Now that I have money, $2,000, $3,000 here or there, no problem. Like you said, we had money in our pocket. It was to the point where when I shut down for that while at the end of 2005, 2006, I didn't have anything to do anymore. So like every 3 to 4 weeks, I was heading off to Amsterdam for 2 weeks. They got to know me in Newark at the airport. Oh, you off to Amsterdam again? This for work? Yeah. Work on my lungs. But, going to Amsterdam all those years, you could definitely see a change in everything in like 2004, 2005. And by 2006, it was like, man, the weed here really sucks. So it turned out to be more to go in Amsterdam for the hash than anything than the weed, really. That and just during those years I loved Amsterdam. Still had that old world charm to it. It still had excitement. Man, that looked like a branch you just took. It could have been a nice clone.
These I am cloning. What are you talking about?
Okay. Great. They'll be ready for me when I come out.
Well, not these, because we only started with 15, and I'm getting ready to turn back, mule fuel, and the whole idea is to expand this quickly. Even why these didn't get set it 3 days ago, and I'm looking at them now, like I realized I put out there weren't that many clones yet. There were some that were close. Oh, 3 days made the big difference. Now I have plenty. I'm gonna take a shitload of them. There might be. Can't make any promises.
I got a pair of scissors. I'll find them some way or one or the
Well,
other.
there's always the rotation of how to keep dropping. Where the fuck?
Some things, if I take enough snips and I'm jumping on the plane the next morning, they can make it till I get back. I don't like that. I like rooted plants instead, but take what you can get, right?
Yeah.
And this mule fuel, I really want to try that one.
Well, it comes from fucking Michigan.
Yeah, well,
Somebody out
we
there.
have we have clicks here. And if you're not in the click, you don't get it. And I'm not in that clique. I've been up to Michigan. I went up for Gems and Genetics, which should have had a bunch of people with clones for sale. There was one person, he had like 20 clones, and that was it. And that's when I also decided that going to Western Michigan wasn't a profitable thing for me. I could save 2.5 to 3 hours each way and actually have a bigger selection. My friend the other day, his part of Michigan, they had over 9,000 caregivers. And he showed the back of a van full of grow equipment. And basically, it was a guy's whole basement of grow equipment that, another caregiver gave up. So they're down less than 1,000 caregivers in his county now. And there was 9,000 of them in the beginning. So, Michigan went from like 100 and some 20,000 caregivers down to less than 10,000 now. 20,000. Why? Because there's all these $500 pounds out there, and people in Michigan and a lot of other people don't give a shit. They look at the price. I'm just glad that I've been able to find my clientele again that, at the end of the rainbow, it's still 350, 400. Which is fine because as a middleman, I'm making my money off of it. It's either that or go find a job. What am I going to do? Go work for a big grow company? Yeah, right. They'd fire me within a week. Because I'd be telling them, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong. Oh, it works for us. Yeah, it works, but come on. It could be better. So I got 2 lights coming from my 12 plants I'm allowed to grow here in Ohio. I got the poles for the tents all ready. I got the panda film to put over the poles. Next step is intake and exhaust fans. And I got to find some pallets because the floor that they're getting put on is way too cold. So if anybody out there in chat that has any light movers, the motors and everything, I've got the rails. But, if you got the movers laying around, I'll be interested in those.
Thing was, they were never that popular, even when they were around. Some people used them.
I used them. But, in 2004, I started just only doing clones.
Ah,
And when I moved to Michigan, I did basically clones until I got, shit from people. We only see you with clones. We never see you with flower. Well, that's because it takes so much time to grow flower, and I can get paid off clones every 14 days, people. So I flowered some stuff out. I got some respect on that. They never said, oh, you can only clone. Not after that.
Okay. So more.
I think we're going to go with Hippie Crasher from Red Setter.
I grew that from Smiley.
Those were hippie goggles.
No, oh, maybe it was. Yeah, I forget the name. It was good.
I've got a bag of, he gave me something. He didn't tell me what it was, but every time I opened up my backpack, all I could smell was that fruity stuff from it. Don't know what it is, but man, it stinks like fruity weed. You're right, though. I think I'm going to go with Gorilla Glue.
Oh,
No on the black truffle. Yeah, that's Gorilla Glue.
Nice.
Trying to find some smaller buds, though. There we go.
you know what I realized? I mean, I've been taking clones with these size Rockwells for fucking ever. And like part of my whole routine marking them is I have to look at around it to find the best little opening where their label isn't at. And like over time, I have spent X amount of my life. Like if I could just pick them up and mark them, but you can't because you need to you can't mark on the branding. You can barely see it. Where if they design these right, and each cube, because of their pack, the strip, the plastic shit, it's different. It's not like, oh, they're all like they should have designed it where, oh, it's on there, and then the labels or the brands here, and then here's the area that you can write.
Nah.
And then see the one side has where the plastic melts together in the middle. So it's hard to put two initials without going right on top of that. It's just so, oh, these have been around forever and they've never, like, no one else has ever complained about that.
Well,
Just
I
to right.
use the plugs, and those don't have any plastic on them because I buy them basic. Well, they don't
Well, you get
anyways,
more
but I
for
buy them
less
in
that way.
bulk.
But okay, and then how do you know which ones are which? You have to like
I
put
do a
little,
whole tray,
yeah.
just
And
do trays of them.
I guarantee you
And if it's only
that
half of a tray,
method
it's
has
a half a
created
tray.
more mix-ups than this method ever has.
Not
Because
when
like
you're just the only one working in it.
because then this tag that I'm writing on right here, when we harvest the plant, it's still there because
But
we
not
don't take it
readable.
down, we take it up. Oh no, it's readable. That's why we use these expensive fucking pens we get at the art store. Um, uh, and then that stays with the plant all the way to the trimmers. So there's no mix-ups. Sometimes there still is a mix-up. Rarely. Most of the time you can tell the difference of each plant, but
Thank for Christoph.
Here's everyone out chat. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day or
Thank you,
evening.
Christoph.
yes.
Clear as hell today.
Uh,
I hit my last pack of pure hemp raws that were sitting in Thailand, and I've got to like peel off part of the bottom that's curled up so it actually goes into the roller. I should just buy a brand new box of papers. Say the hell with it.
That's what I used to do. Used to be cheaper than buying them at the store by pack.
Well, I get the 300 count or the 500 count paper packs.
Uh-huh.
So in Thailand, they would curl after a while. And that, yeah, all you have to do is basically breathe on them and they'll straighten out for a quick second, but it gets to be a pain in the ass. Oh, why don't you just take out a set of them and, like take a pair of scissors? Well, I did that one time and I noticed that, hey, listen, I went to roll a bunch of joints that didn't have glue on the paper because I had cut it off because they flipped the paper over. You look at the stack and, the top has the glue at one end. You look at the bottom of it, it's the same as the top. So you figure, okay, the ones in between are the same way. No. Wow, that Gorilla Glue smells after breaking it up. Smells good though.
Oh,
all right.
You done with the mule fuel?
Nope. I just realized I can take like 16 more than I estimated. So that's good. If I would
Yeah.
have taken these 3, 4 days ago, yeah. But 3, 4 days make a big difference. Some of the ones that I would have just cut off on the lowers that weren't on Betty are now way big enough.
Well, you're what? Probably averaging an inch and a half to 2 inches a day in growth.
Yeah, a lot of this strain. I mean, that's the first time we're growing it. They all were cloned at the same time, and these actually rooted pretty quick. But when they got moved to the Hugo. The first couple weeks of veg for the mule field was pretty slow, and then in the last week or so, oh, they hit their stride where they're catching up.
Pumping. Yeah, I like it when you can get it to that, 1.5 to 2 inches a day growth. It makes you feel like you're accomplishing something. Wow, there was enough there. I can roll 2 joints. It's so amazing how different flour breaks up. And you can like pull out the same amount of one strain and get like one joint and a little bit extra left over. And then you pull out like another strain and the same amount of bud. And then you go to grind it up, and it's like, holy shit, I can roll 2 joints out of that. My hands are a lot happier that I went to a mill instead of a grinder. What do you use, D? You use an old type grinder still, or have you gone to a mill? Oh, D stepped away. Bud's still using an old time grinder. I know that.
Yeah, same one I've used forever. I forget the name of it, but I like it.
I'm actually going to gift the grinder that I have back to a friend who gave it to me because he had to downsize really quick of like all of his paraphernalia. It still has just pins in it, but it's like aluminum. But I mean, shit, that grinder's over 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I found a lot of stuff actually to give to him.
Mm-hmm.
I had bought two shirts from an event that I went to that, basically is like our drug war veteran shirts. It's like a rite of passage. You got busted. Here's a shirt for it. You actually did time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these people don't understand today. They just think, oh, cannabis is something that, you don't have to worry about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, shit. I remember when you really worried about who you talked to about it. I also remember not being able to talk to anybody about it until you went to like a couple different festivals. And you were only going to 2 or 3 festivals where you could talk about it because you didn't want everybody to know. You didn't want anybody to know.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
The biggest question people ask, well, what's it grown in? What's it grown with? I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Did you grow this? Nope. A friend.
Ah,
Oh, yeah. That's the good shit. Come out and see Bud and try to smoke all of his cheetah piss.
I'd be going for the apples and bananas. So,
Yeah, but I think Bud did away with they did away with the apples and bananas. So I don't know if Bud's got any at the house.
oh,
we saw flour, but we stopped its production. We're trying to mix things up. A couple of our guys are over us. I mean, we grow the same shit for like 4 years. They get antsy. They're like, oh, don't you? We used to switch around a little more, but somehow we just got in a routine here and years went by. So I have to just make room for other things.
And then you look at the disappointment at the end of the harvest going, why did we switch?
Well, usually by the time we like this is already a proven thing. That's what's good about clones.
Yeah, but even with that, Bud, listening to you, they have to hit certain requirements. They can be dank ass weed, but they don't fit in the parameters. They don't fit in the room.
Yeah, they have to play good together. You don't want to have think you have to have all kinds of different parameters. So you want them to play in the same pen together. Same pH, same temperature, all that.
Nutrient.
Yeah. Sometimes certain things, yeah, that becomes real obvious. They have their own agenda or own needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the 12 that I have right now, there's 2 of them that basically for the next 2 months, all I have to do is give them water. Then I have a couple that I notice that are like weak bitches and they can't take the nutrient strength that I'm giving them. And I'm not feeding them heavy, but they just don't like as much as I'm feeding them. And then the half the room is like, oh yeah, give us that or give us more. I got a couple SFVs that are just going nuts. And then I forgot how slow it is in veg for my Death Star. And you're like, come on, come on, you can grow. I should be taking clones right now too myself, but I need the right environment, so we'll just let things stretch and take more clones. I've got certain plants that are just gonna be nothing but a clone by the time it clones when I get done with it. You grow something out for a month, month and a half, and then all of a sudden decide, okay, well, I'm just gonna cut that whole plant up and make clones because I need to make numbers. I don't need to flower it out. And you've got one clone of it and you need like 4 or 5 because you know it's going to be popular.
Well, even in this project I'm doing, my initial plan with the 15 a few days ago is to take these few clones that now's tripled in amount or doubled at least, and then only set like 10 or 12 and keep 3 back to mom out. Now I just realized as I'm done, no, I'm going to set every one of them. I got fucking backed up with clones. I don't need to save any back, which will be better. A whole tray of it. All right. See, 2, 3, 4. If I could cram 4 more in there. All right. Might as well.
Why not? It's only 4.
Well, I have 2 plants left, and I kind of set to the side because I had beefier clones still to go. But now that I'm down, and I think, all right, those are good enough. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Oh,
You're talking about taking a couple clones off of each plant, and I'm sitting here thinking, how many times have I taken 45, 50 cuttings off of a plant and
I've
like
done
not
that.
stripped it?
Sometimes if I take clones off my backup moms, fuck, 40 or 50 off of them. But when you just, I take them off of fresh cuts that are just getting going the first couple of weeks. They're more vibrant, I think. More vigor.
I just found it was strain dependent, depending on what strain it is.
Yeah, there's all the variables. There's no statement that goes across the board.
Nope. OG18 can take 14 to 16 days to get roots out of a rock wool plug, and some shit is done in 4 and 5 days.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I cheat a little because I get roots within a week usually, even sooner. Because I don't use the hole that they put in the middle. I basically stick it in my own hole, right on the corner, close to the edge, right? Because
That's
okay,
what she
yeah,
said.
it's gonna fucking show clones faster because it only has to go like less than a half inch or and I find that if you use that hole, it's no.
So I use Grodan rock wool plugs with the slit going down the side so I can open it up and put it in that way.
Yeah.
And I found out the ones that they sell in the pre-package are like literally a third less in size than I can get from Grodan in bulk. They're actually an extra half-inch wider. And they still sit in the 72 count trays perfectly. But the ones in the bags are like 1 inch. And by buying them in bulk again, I get it back down to where it's like 16 cents a piece instead of 32 cents a piece. It saves half the money. Yeah, you got to buy 1,800 at a time, but shit, 1,800 go by quick. Before they closed down the operation, I was making 500-600 a week. And the operation only called for 275, so I gave them 300. Man, that was nice. Getting a $3,000 paycheck every week. Because they're letting the plants go 70 days, but you've got 10 rooms you've got to fill. Now that my plants are getting bigger, I can't wait to move them out of where they're at, get them under a real light. I've come to realize everything I had in Southern Ohio at my friend's house who had a heart attack after I was in Thailand. Her ex kind of took over the house. The hardest thing I've had to come to terms with is what Bud just had on that tray, those domes. I lost like 300 of them, and they're now like $12 to $15 a piece. Those plastic domes.
Well, now I get these ones that are taller than the other ones are like, I don't know, 12 inches high rather than 8 or whatever. Makes a big difference. They're probably a
Yeah,
little
it
more.
does.
They don't last forever. They start to deteriorate, that discolor after a while.
I
They still
probably
work.
had 75 brand new ones. Just like I had hundreds of 2 and 3 gallon pots that were brand new. Regulators for CO2 that you can't buy anymore. 3 light movers. 12,000 watts. My really good fan that I've had for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So what are you smoking on, D?
I'm smoking on black gas.
Black ass, you
Yeah,
say?
man. Yeah, man. Big four
Man,
tripped off. I see you, buddy. What's that, Cap?
I don't want to smoke no ass.
Gas.
Oh, gas.
Yeah, man. Like
What is
60.
the makeup of that?
I don't know. Let's look it up. Mm,
Because then maybe I'll know what's in black truffles.
mhm.
Because if you talk to me about black, I'm going to black Afghani.
It's the black cross with gas mask.
Okay. In-house genetics is gas mask, right? Or is that ethos?
Um, let me look. Mm, That doesn't say right now.
I'm
Mm,
keeping it old school. You get something from me, there's probably not going to be a name if it didn't have a name before. It's just going to have the mother and father.
mm,
You name it, whatever the fuck you want. Here's the makeup.
Yeah, man. I can't find the grower right now.
Well, we did a search. It
And
was like 2 years ago, and there was like what 6,500, close to 7,000 names of strains out there.
uh-huh.
Well, shit, they've had it doubled at least in the past couple years.
True. Get rid of that. Whoops. Holy fuck. Got all these connect wise control open. There we go. Yeah, I saw you, Christoph. The face on the IG. Oi, oi. Ooh. I want to get some more of that. What the hell was it? I can't think of the name of it. I'll find through the bag out. Alright. Oh, space fronts. I want to get some more space fronts. Freaking awesome. Nighttime.
I'd like to find a nighttime one.
Yeah, man.
Shit, your nighttime one is my wake and bake.
Mm. Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Kind of sucks because you get to enjoy a hell of a lot more weed than I do.
Yeah, man.
Excuse me, guys.
Um, Cheers, everybody in chat. Hope everyone's in chat's having a great night. Just a reminder, tune in tomorrow for the safety meeting, 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the Fumaduro channel. I am the host. Uh, oh, crazy.
Ah,
Well, maybe we should just call it right here, guys.
yeah, I got to get to work. Good deal.
I'm pretty tired. It's been a long day. I'm tired, ready for bed. Who wants to go first? We'll go for it, bud.
All right, we'll see you guys. Have a good night.
You too, bud. Be safe, man. Good to see you. Thanks for coming hanging out. Cap,
Well, I guess if we had to leave, we can call it. But thanks, Fumi. Thanks, D, for sticking around with us. And thank everybody out in chat for sticking around with us too. I hope everybody has a wonderful night and a wonderful rest of your weekend. Take care and peace.
Later, Captain. Thanks for coming out, man. Well, everybody, we'll call it the end of the show. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. I hope everybody has a great night. Who's in chat? Thanks to everybody that came and hang out. Bud and Captain and Smash. And like always, thanks to Fumador for putting this stuff together. Christoph, Jack Beanstalk, Chronic Wonder, Red Setter Farm, Shane Richmond. Where's my up arrow? Yeah. Who else is in here? Bob Narliman. Johnny Five is still alive. He's still alive, Johnny Five. K5. Mr. J5. Who else? Dead Fish Fan. TTC. Red Setter Farm. Icini. Hillbilly Herb. Jack Beanstalk. Stony Creek. Papacos. Old Fashioned Coffee Pot. Doctor, leave me alone. Paging Doctor, leave me alone. Oh shit. Love for the Plants. TTC. Sam Olson. Big John. Cry More. Miss Chronic. Old School. If I didn't get to that name this time, you know who you are. I'll get to next time. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna end it right here. Oh, Christoph, big force for Christoph. I almost forgot you, I think. To one of our other mods in the room. Yeah. So keep your stick on the ice. Don't be a hoser. Take off, eh? Yes, that's right, Mr. Lightning. Later, guys. Peace out.